Hello, Dwarven Army! Thank you for joining us again. I'm here with Chris and Mace.
Hello.
I'm off mic a bit.
That odd voice you hear echoing in the background is Chris. Welcome all new subscribers. Thank you for that wonderful gift. Who's that again?
Thoris Dale. He's been in like every stream.
That's awesome. Thank
Speaking
you.
of gifts, I know somebody very recently had a little birthday. Maybe there's a little hamster that turned, I don't even know, like 1,000 in hamster years.
Apparently, it's like 800 hamster years.
Wow.
I don't know what the math.
You look great.
Thank you.
You're
I'm
welcome.
moisturized.
You did lose all your fur though, so it's like
Right.
with age.
Well, it falls out at a certain point.
I mean,
it starts
yeah.
going gray, and then it just is gonzo.
All right, what do you have for us today?
All right, we're painting war bands. We got the Corvus Cabal going to be featured in the March Madness War Game event.
Woo!
So get your tickets now. I was playing around with the airbrush, getting some underpainting happening. So I've been doing inks. I've been playing around with inks over underbrushing because there's a lot of hype that went around the GW contrast paints. And so I'm basically trying to recreate that effect with inks because I think they're similar. So I actually am using some contrast paint that I had to test, and kind of going to see if we can do a similar thing with just inks.
Look at that edgy thumbnail.
Yeah, that's from the airbrush. I didn't have any gloves, which you should probably wear because my whole hand was covered earlier. But I'm washing my hands because of general hygiene and other health things going on right now too. But yeah. So last stream we painted the Cerberus, so I'm not sure we're gonna finish the entire warband, but it will be completely painted for our first match. But I have a few of the Cabalists here. I just love the poses of these guys.
So, quick question. You did the
Yo.
airbrush off stream.
Yeah.
You did the airbrush off stream,
Yeah.
and I was wondering if maybe you would have tips or like some sage advice or warnings. I know that airbrushes can get clogged,
Yes.
and so what exactly happened to your punk thumb?
What happened to my punk thumb?
Yeah.
So basically, when airbrushing, just go thinner than you think is the first thing I would say, because the reason that an airbrush clogs is if it's just not thin enough to be atomized into a spray and it just gets stuck. So that's something I've been playing with because I am pretty new to airbrushing. But I've used it multiple sessions now, and I've only done like a light cleaning like you would to switch colors, and it hasn't clogged yet. And it's because I'm constantly like thinning it way more than I think. It's like glazing with a brush. You just do really thin layers on top of each other and make them interact. So working thin, and basically what I was doing is the kind of popular zenithal highlight where you go black primer and then white over the top to get kind of a gradient in your highlights, but adding color to it. So it kind of did a blue and this teal thing and added a shot of white to highlight the entire thing. It just gives you a cool vibe to start with as opposed to just your primer. And it's kind of like a coloring book now at this point because I've shown myself where the shadows and the highlights are. So, and also because we've quickly done the values with the airbrush, I'm going to use thin down inks to just kind of try to tint the color similar to contrast paints. It's the same theory as contrast paints where they want you to do like a glossy ivory kind of base and then wash it with an ink or with a contrast paint. They're kind of the same. So that's what we're doing here. So I already base coated some of the metals. What I like about it is I added some ink to the metal too, so it kind of puts it on the color palette as opposed to being like a grayish silver. It's more of a tealy blue to go along with the tone we've laid down already. So I think what I'll do next, because I'm emulating the contrast method, I'm going to basically hit most of the details that I want to hit with my inks with a similar ivory, so that when it can be thin because I don't want to cover up entirely my underpainting. But I'm pulling out my scale colors too because I haven't got to use them yet, so I'm interested in how they behave.
So, quick comment about the streams. Tonight we actually will have a giveaway at the end of the stream. Yes. We're going to be giving away some Picorni paints.
Ooh, that's cool.
And tomorrow we have a stream with Nate where he walks us through the very first parts of how to basically build the pieces that you guys play with, just like all parts of Dwarvenite, which is really cool. It's going to be kind of like an inside exclusive view at the process. And then Thursday is when we start March Madness, where Hamster and I go head to head. We battle. We're actually going to be using the minis that he's painting right now. And there's going to be a giveaway tomorrow and then Thursday as well. But somebody asked what exactly the war game will entail, if you don't mind giving us a little brief insight.
We're playing Warhammer Warcry. But we're kind of doing like a mini bracket system because we have 4 war bands that we've painted in the office. A couple of them on stream. This one and the Unmade have been painted on stream. So we're going to kind of pair them up together, and basically the winner moves on to the next round. So we have 2 different pairs playing, and the winner of those 2 matches will play the 3rd and final round. And we may have some fun, thematic, performative elements.
Yeah.
We might get a little silly.
A little bit.
As we do.
A little bit of work and a little bit of play. As is all March Madness.
Yeah. So, yeah, it'll just be Mace and I rolling some dice and facing off in a series of matches.
I'm so excited.
I'm excited too.
Like, I can't get over it. I want to tell everybody the plan.
I know.
But I gotta keep it a secret. Do you know that SNL sketch where Kristen Wiig is basically like, a surprise?
Oh, yeah.
That's what I feel like. All right, so back to the mini painting process.
Yeah.
After the airbrush and the base, right now are you doing a wash? Or?
I'm basically just doing a light base coat to help my inks, just because they behave differently than other paints. They behave similarly to a wash, but there's a lot more pigment, so it's going to stain a lot more. The wash is designed to only pool in the recesses, and it might stain a little bit, but it will mostly fall off of the upper areas. And this stains a little bit more, kind of like contrast paint. It's that happy medium between a wash and a full-on like acrylic layer paint. But the reason that it's promoted as like kind of getting painting done quicker and getting them on the tabletop faster is because of the pooling. It will kind of give you some quick shadow and highlight on its own, but it's not perfect. It's not going to be the same as like doing blending, but I like it for that reason, because especially for details like leather and cloth and that kind of thing, it's a little irregular, kind of like how when you do a wash, it will pool in weird spots. You might need to adjust it. That can work in your favor because it can give you a little texture, so when you're looking at it, you don't notice the mistakes when you're painting tabletop models quickly. It kind of hides your sins a little bit, and just makes it a little more interesting because it is irregular, but still gives you that value shift.
That's a wash instead of an ink?
That is the inks over a wash.
When would you advise one over the other? Like, is there certain materials where, like, if you're doing a leather? They can both do similar things, but yes, I would say like large, smooth surfaces like Space Marine armor or something. Do more of a selective wash as opposed to an all-over like contrast style application. And for details that are a little more heavily textured, you can be more aggressive with your inks and stuff. And how long do you let it dry between coats with the airbrushing?
The airbrushing, because the layers are so thin, if you're doing it right, they dry very quickly. And the way you should be airbrushing is in spurts. So there's a little burst of paint, and then you let off with a burst of air. So it keeps it from drying in the tip, and it also will kind of dry your layer a little bit, and you can even spray it just with some air because you're using a dual action for miniatures. It's the best one, which is that you press down to start the airflow, and then you pull back for paint. So you can do air without the paint. So you can kind of blow it dry with your airbrush.
Oh, sorry. The Gentleman Awake says, I have a question pertinent to painting.
What's
that you may or may not be able to answer.
Ooh.
Why are the crystal cavern sets not painted like the promo material / video? They are missing the purple on the base of the crystals. Any advice?
Like the painted versions that were made?
I believe he means the one that he probably receive
Okay.
or has seen since the initial video?
So when we paint the prototypes for the promotion, that is all painted in-house by us, and it's a very limited number of pieces. It's a very small selection. So what happens is we go back and forth with the factory to try to nail down the most efficient way to get the best result that is reflective of that concept. And so that means that sometimes you might merge a couple of steps, and it might look slightly different than what you see on the in-house prototypes, because they are painting these in a much larger scale than we are. So we go back and forth and try to make the most efficient process. That's kind of one of the most interesting things about working here as a painter is you're not just making a color scheme, you're also designing a process that needs to be replicated a number of times. So that's part of it, is you're seeing the original concept, and then you're seeing over time the development of the most efficient way to get the best result to reflect the initial concept.
Is there any way we can get a tutorial on how to achieve the purple effect on the caverns?
Is there not a Joy Dwarven painting for caverns? I suppose not.
There might be, but I guess this is like in order to achieve the look of the initial prototypes in the video, which might be different than the final paint scheme that was done.
Well, so
not for the crystals, sorry.
Right. Well, so if it doesn't exist, we're always looking for content for this stream. So that could be a thing that we could put on the schedule for later. Because another idea that I was throwing around is kind of how to punch up your pieces. So you don't necessarily need to get unpainted. You can purchase painted pieces and do a limited number of steps to kind of, just push the paint a little more if you want to add a little extra oomph. So hopefully we can do some of that at some point. So that sounds like that kind of thing where you have your painted caverns, but you're like, I kind of want to add a little exclamation point to these. So maybe we can design something like that to put on the stream.
So you're doing highlights right now then?
I'm honestly just doing a base coat for
okay, it's still the base.
My inks. But what's cool about this, so again, this is designing a process because these are gaming models. We have a lot of them. So instead of basing and highlighting a bunch of different colors for different areas, I'm basing most of the details in the same color and using the behavior of the inks to work in my favor to get that texture and give a little visual interest in one coat over this same base coat. So I'll change the ink color, but instead of doing like base, wash, highlight for 3 different colors for different details, I'm just going to hit them all with a kind of general ivory, and then hit them with their respective inks, and hopefully get the result we want in just one coat of ink.
Do you recommend airbrushing the new trees as a first step? Says Knight of Phoenix.
The new trees. Well, here's the thing. Anything you can do with an airbrush, you can also do with a brush. What the airbrush gives you is efficiency and speed. The brush will give you slightly more control, but I think the size, especially the canopies in that and the large floors, the airbrush is just going to help you save time. It's not necessarily going to give you like a better result. You could do a similar thing with a brush, but you're going to get a lot done faster. So if you have like a whole dread hollow, that'll speed up your process. However, the pieces are very large. So imagine, like, we have 5 models here. The amount of paint for like one floor piece or one decently sized forest piece is like twice as much paint as what's going to go on this entire warband, beyond even the half of it that I have here. So you're going to feel like, oh, I've only done 3 pieces. Why is my airbrush clogging? You're going to want to rinse it out way more frequently than you think, just to be safe, so that it won't clog, because it'll feel like you're not putting a lot through it just because you're seeing your pieces progress at a certain rate, but you really want to just run it through with cleaner. Even like every half a piece or so, just because you're covering a lot more area than you are with miniatures.
I realized we haven't been naming all the characters as we've been going. We kind of just did it with the first stream.
Oh, yeah?
So maybe this guy needs a little name or something.
Beaky.
Beaky.
Yeah, I mean they all have beaks, but maybe it was this guy's idea. He's like, guys, I don't know. I don't know. I was just kind of thinking about like our uniform design.
Pipe down, Beaky.
And yeah, okay. And then like it took a couple of meetings before he finally spoke up again because they shot him down that first time. And
that's like somebody calling somebody like another human. Okay, skin.
yeah, right. What do you have, a outer layer of fleshy material?
Yeah, okay, tongue. Knight of the Phoenix says you kind of sound like Morty. Haha.
I sound like more. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I
I
thought he meant like my regular voice. I was like,
no.
what the heck?
Beaky, Hooky, and Billy says Finley Shards.
Hey, done. Beaky, what was it?
Hooky
Beaky, Hooky,
and Billy.
and Billy. There, we got 3 of them. Perfect.
All right, that's less work for you.
Little Gregory Peck.
Oh man,
That's awesome.
who's that?
It was Tyler.
Get out of here, Tyler.
He did.
Oh, he actually.
Oh yeah, we have new emojis now, or emotes, or whatever they're called on Twitch.
Doom literally got approved like as the stream was starting. Apparently.
I had to refresh
amazing.
my
Doom is
browser
iconic.
in order to like get it on the
Yeah.
stream. But your shirt's got one of our emotes on it.
Can you see it? Oh, yeah, you can. Beep, beep,
Can we get a Doom in chat?
beep. Oh, here we go. All right, these extra marks on my table are actually really helpful now.
I'm glad you think so.
Sometimes I can't tell when I'm just completely not even in frame.
No, it's good to have an outline.
Yeah.
The only way you're gonna go out of frame on top of you is if you like decide that you want to paint with your arms on top of your wet palette and get paint all over your arms.
Not advised.
Ooh, a lot of Doom emojis coming in.
All right.
I've also been told, not by you, by somebody else, that if we get to 1,000 followers during this Twitch stream, you're gonna sing us a little song.
Is that right?
That is right. That's
Huh.
correct. And it's been written down. We made you sign it while you were sleepy.
Oh,
So
wow.
you don't remember signing it. So it holds up. We have witnesses.
Oh, okay, great.
Try to come at me. Yeah.
What? What the heck would I even sing?
There's a song called "Sing a Song." I don't know. It'd have to be something that is public domain.
Right.
So we're gonna have
Oh,
to
that's true.
look up something on YouTube.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
I think that's not public domain.
Is it not?
I know "Happy Birthday" isn't, and that's
They're
why
the
Chili's,
same song.
But like Chili's had to make their own, like "Happy Birthday, Happy Birthday" or whatever.
What the heck?
All right, so I'll you know what? I'll take that on, and then you can keep painting. You're welcome.
Thank you. I'm not set on the color of the hair. I have an idea.
Seeing real old Mountain Dew.
Are you
What is
familiar
that?
with Celtic Thunder?
I have heard of that. I can't think of a song though. I'm sure if I heard it.
Oh, Johnny, I Hardly Knew Ya is public domain.
What the heck is that?
I only know the Dropkick Murphys version, but they are not listing the Dropkick Murphys version.
Oh, shame.
It is a shame. Saturday Night Rub is public domain.
What are these songs?
I don't know. They're public domain.
Oh, you're saying them like you know them. You're like, oh, wow, classic.
Well, I did a little Google for you.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah, you owe me.
How much?
It's $1 per song,
Okay, we're up to 2.
just like iTunes.
Right. Does anyone not use Spotify at this point?
I only use Spotify.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't use premium though. Depends on how
Ooh,
broke
you're just
I am
like,
that
I'll
month.
listen to the ads. I'll stick it out.
Well, no, it's like some months I just don't listen to Spotify as much because I'm like really into a book on tape.
Right. I just recently got into audiobooks because there was a big bundle of one of the big Warhammer 40K plots
Oh wow.
I wanted to check out. And there's this it's a Horus Heresy, if you guys know. So there's this an infinite number of books, but they're like, here, this kind of gives you a general timeline, but it's only an audiobook. So I was like, all right, I'll try that. So I'm on the first one. It's pretty good.
I'm listening to a David Sedaris or whatever book.
Oh, cool.
Have you read any of his stuff?
I haven't read any of his stuff, but I have seen his masterclass ad, and it seems very interesting.
He's one of the funniest writers I've ever read. Denth28 says, "What's up, guys and gals?
What it?
Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, yo, yo.
Thor's is giving away a ton of subs.
Oh, Grey Raven has a DF shipment coming in today. Congrats, Grey Raven. We're excited for you to be able to play with that.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
I hear whistling out there. Everyone's in a good mood today.
Speak for yourself. April showers is public domain. Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry. Oh, Bill Bailey's. Okay. Bill Bailey. If we have Billy as one of our... You definitely know Bill Bailey.
What?
Yeah, that song. It's like, won't you come home, Bill Bailey? You know?
I have never heard that song in my freaking
You are
life.
a liar.
I have not.
Whatever.
But it sounds like you were doing pretty good. Let's hear it.
Nah.
Oh.
I got karaoke later. I don't want to fry out my vocal cords.
I forgot that you normally do that after
Every
this.
single Tuesday, dude.
That's crazy.
Yep. It's like the only source of joy I have in my life. Yeah, a lot of people in the chat are talking about their new Caverns Deep shipments.
That's awesome.
Very exciting. I'm jealous I wasn't here when that whole Kickstarter happened because I would love to have some, but I get to play with it in the office, so it's fine.
Yeah,
Did you got some, right?
Some which one?
Caverns Deep.
I did, but I only got Dread Hollow because it's freaking beautiful, except I got mine unpainted because I was
no.
I can get like way more of it. And now I have a lot of painting ahead of
But now
me.
we can do streams where we paint like alternative fall colors.
I do want to make mine autumn colors, yeah.
Falco Max says, "Hey everyone, how goes it?
Hey, how are ya? Thanks for joining us.
Sing some 2 Live Crew. It's not public domain, but those dudes ain't suing anyone."
I still think you should sing The Real Mountain Dew. It's an old Appalachian folk song.
I don't even know. I don't
It's
know.
public domain, so Mountain Dew literally used it as a
Old Mountain Dew.
commercial jingle at one point. Yeah.
Sneaky.
Sneaky. Public domain songs that bump in the whip.
Public domain songs that slap.
Critically acclaimed albums that bump in the whip. That is not what I typed in. Whatever.
Alright, so...
Oh, also, thank you, Finley, for reminding me, but everybody that has Twitch Prime can get a free sub each month.
Woohoo!
You just have to connect your Prime account to
go
your
to
Twitch
Subway.
account. Just go to Subway, you say, "Hey, I have Twitch Prime." And they're like, "Please leave. You have to have pants on when you come into a Subway."
What?
But anyway, here's your free sub as well.
Yeah, also, we'll do anything you want. Just get out of here. But if you want to use your free sub for a channel, that'd be cool. I think this is the first stream where we actually have subscribers.
Yeah, we got the channel approved yesterday. So we've got the subscribe button open. We got all of our emotes approved literally seconds before the stream started, apparently.
Like it was literally like, I don't think the emotes are... Oh, well, there they are.
Well, they approved Momo this morning, and then the Anvil like an hour and a half ago, and then
That's
Doom still
crazy.
wasn't active like when the stream went up. So I was like, I guess we just won't have it.
And then it was.
Then it was like as soon as somebody asked about it.
So, Authoress Dale says, used some Dread Hollow and Underdoom for a game last weekend and people loved it.
Nice.
And then Borgast says, "What do you say about the painted prisoner of Caverns Deep?"
What do I say about...
What do you say?
What do I say?
What do you say?
Well, is it known that it was modeled after
I think it is.
a certain person?
Isn't it?
Mr. Matt Mercer? I think we actually called it Mercer the Prisoner in the campaign. I
With
could
the
be
little
wrong, though.
vest.
Yeah.
How does sharing the sub with Dwarven Forge work? Do I need to drive to NYC? Says, "Is there Cabal?" Yes.
Yes.
Please. I will take a foot long on herbs and cheese,
Ooh, yeah. You gotta get herbs and cheese.
turkey.
Herbs and cheese and like honey oat.
Excuse me, I'm
Yes,
not done
honey
with my
oat.
order, ma'am.
Oh, sorry. Yep.
Still cut?
Cheddar. Please toast it, but also add onions and green peppers while you're toasting it. And then lettuce, spinach, tomato, cucumber, and ranch. Anyway, what were you saying? Before you so rudely
I always
opened.
either did Italian herbs and cheese or like the 9-grain honey oat or whatever it was. Like,
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
always use either of those breads. I'd also always go with like banana peppers. I'd always put banana peppers on whatever I got. I'd do vinaigrette if it was like a really veggie heavy sandwich because they had all the sauces were good. There was a time in my life where I ate Subway several times a week because it was what I could. My mom got me like a Subway card that she would keep putting money on to make sure I was eating when I first moved out here.
That's nice of her.
Yeah, so I did a lot of Subway when I was younger. I haven't had it in probably over a year now.
Oh, the Maniac 1478 says I'm literally eating Subway right now. And then somebody else said beef stew.
Hey.
It's my favorite sandwich.
Give them the old beef stew.
PBR. I'm not sure what we're saying.
We're just like
Beef
saying
stew and
consumable things now.
I guess people in the chat seem to have better Subways than the ones I've been to.
Wait, they got a PBR at Subway?
Yo, I don't know, but they're saying PBR and beef stew in the chat. Now I feel left out. Gray Raven says I smell an endorsement coming, but I want to clarify, we are non-spawned. No sponsor from Subway.
That doesn't mean we can't be.
It doesn't mean we can't be, but also we are not. And we should not be. And but you know what? We can't be.
Good call. Good call.
Oh, they were sharing what they had for dinner.
Oh, nice.
What'd you have?
Dwarven, yeah, good old helping a dwarven forge. Actually, though, I haven't eaten anything in like all day.
Oh no.
Well,
You
I was
had cheesecake.
I did have my birthday cheesecake. It was very nice. It was actually freaking delicious.
It was really good. And it was vegan.
It's not vegan.
Oh.
I don't know why people think it's vegan.
Oh, it wasn't vegan?
No.
Why do people say it was vegan?
Because everybody thinks it's vegan because I'm vegan.
Wait, so is it only... Wait, did you eat it?
Yeah. I'm
it
like...
wasn't
It's
vegan?
my birthday.
I'm
She made it
flexitarian.
an exception.
So I do plant-based, but every meal that's not special, it's just normal vegan. But Hamsters he's a good friend of mine.
I'm a
So
big
you're
boy
gonna
now.
have-
Gotta
and
celebrate.
And it's cheesecake. That's
Well,
pretty
right. Like, how do
special.
you say no?
You don't. You
Yeah.
say yes, please.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh wait, somebody in the chat's from Minnesota.
Ooh.
I don't know how to pronounce their name. I'm gonna try and I'm gonna be wrong, but Arjit K V K Va.
Argit
Kavikva.
Kavigva.
Huh. I feel like I almost know the name less now. But that's cool. Well,
Oh,
if
people
you...
are telling you happy birthday now.
Oh, thank you so much.
They called it Southern Canada, which I also call it.
Oh, yeah. When I went to school in Duluth, which is like closer to Canada than it is to the main city, like Minneapolis. It was a cool town, though. Or it still is. I'm just not there. I said was like it doesn't exist anymore. But
Spelling guide is in the book Aragon. I was so into the Aragon books when I was younger, man.
I read the first one.
I never read the last.
No, me
It
neither.
took so long for the last one to come out that I had stopped reading it.
Did you see the movie?
No, I didn't want to be
It's okay.
disappointed.
It's alright that you didn't.
When I looked at like the size of that book, I was like, "There's no way a movie can do it justice."
Right.
I'm digging the contrast you got going on. That's a lovely wrist color.
Yeah, thank you. It's kind of emulating like orangey leather for us. But this is the cool thing about kind of the contrast method or the ink method is you get some of these irregularities that just work for you in one coat. Especially on details like this where you want to like kind of look cool, but they're not the most important part, like the straps and stuff, right? So you slap them with this, and it gives you a nice result with minimal effort.
Night of the Phoenix says you can hate the movie, but Jeremy Iron is a national treasure.
Oh, absolutely.
I never blame the actors for that stuff.
Oh, no, definitely.
I always forget you guys have weird drinking age rules, smiley face. people are talking about PBR in southern Canada and also regular Canada.
Let's see. I'm trying to I realize to keep it in frame, I'm holding it further away than I was
You're a
earlier
little
at my
high.
desk.
Next time we'll.
No,
Give
it's
it
fine.
more
It's
time.
fine.
Oh my gosh, the drinking age in the UK is 16.
Nice.
Nice.
All right.
Just keep going higher and higher. Okay, you were just looking at it there.
Yeah, no, I was just looking. Yeah, don't worry about it too much. I was.
Oh,
Feels good.
forgive my ignorance, but what is a cheer when someone cheers bits?
Oh, so bits are like a new thing. So you can get bits by watching ads and stuff, or you can like buy them. But like, who would do that? And you can cheer bits to let you do like special emote stuff in chat, and it gives money to the streamer that you cheer for. Basically, 1 bit is 1 cent, so 100 bits is $1, that sort of thing. It's a thing they started doing maybe 2 years ago. I don't know. I have a really bad grasp of time.
Same.
It's basically like a tip jar stuff.
Yeah, okay. That's what somebody said.
Can you give your toddler a straw?
Ooh, Craig Kaflar says, thanks for the encouragement on my Chaos Squad in the Discord, Hamster. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, it looks great. It's always cool to see like your stuff come together. You know, like you get a box like that, and then you finally like slap the final color, and you take the victory lap around the base room, clean it up.
It's also nice to see people's builds and stuff. Like, I appreciate paint jobs so much. I think like maybe once a week, Hamster and I send each other paints we'll find on Facebook where it's just like, this isn't real. Someone photoshopped this, but also just what people do with builds is so creative.
Yeah, it's unreal.
Discord's fun.
There's actually like there's a pretty active like painting community on the Discord now. Like that's like that and like people sharing their builds are like the 2 most popular things on there right now.
Yeah. Wow, a lot of people talking about alcohol. Should we have some spicy talks? Did you guys drink underage?
I kind of feel like doing like drinking painting parties would be fun.
See, here's my thing. I think it would be fun, but I also don't know. I want to keep this channel pretty family friendly, and like I don't want to encourage drinking.
You just talked about going to Subway with pants off.
Yeah, that's family
That
friendly.
is fine.
I'm a girl. I can wear a dress. I mean, you can also wear a dress.
Yes.
Perfect.
It's just, don't assume I'm not wearing an appropriate attire just because I don't have pants on. That's sexist.
You could be Donald Duck.
I am.
Frequently.
I'm Scrooge McDuck, actually.
That's also fair.
You know, because the signs would say, right, no shirt, no shoes, no service. Doesn't say anything about pants.
It's like, pants, we forgive you.
Like
No
if you're going
shirt.
Donald Duck style, you're good.
No shirt, no skirt.
Yes, dip it into a pile of gold coins as Scrooge McDuck. Ooh. Oh, AK Yeti says, I'm getting a new house soon.
Oh,
I will need
cool.
a whole room for Dwarven Forge and board games.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Gray Raven says, that gives $5 footlongs a whole new meaning.
Also, pants has different meanings in the UK. As long as you have a skirt, trousers are similar on, we couldn't tell.
I know what you mean.
Wait, they can't tell the difference between skirts and trousers?
Because pants means like underwear.
Oh.
Right?
Does it?
Because trousers is what they call pants.
Isn't like a diaper a nappy?
Yes.
So if you
I
put your
did not
child in-
know that.
See, yeah. To answer your question, no, I didn't drink underage. I barely drink above age.
That's true.
Yeah,
I don't
that's-
really drink. You probably did.
Me?
Yeah.
I had a shot of wine once behind my parents' back at a family
It's
function.
been a shot of wine.
Yeah, and then I was like
Was it
out
com-
of
what,
the
was it
cab.
communion?
No, not even. And I like went back to my family that was in a circle outside by a fire pit, and I was like, "Be cool, be cool, be cool, be cool." And like, I obviously nothing really happened because it was a shot of wine. But I also had a Mike's Hard, but It's so much better drinking when you're of age and it's legal.
Yes, children. I don't know if any kids actually watch this.
I don't know.
Um,
But it's just good to be safe.
that's fair.
My sister is moving out soon, and I'm definitely going to make a gaming room for some D&D and Warhammer. I would love if I had $1,000 more to spend every month. I would get another room in my apartment just to have like a battle room.
That's
my
wild,
dream.
When you live in New York and you go anywhere else and you get reminded, like, oh yeah, people have like houses outside of the city where they
Yeah, you have more than one room?
where they have more than just a room to sleep and a room to, you know, use the bathroom.
Oh, you use your oven for not storage?
Like the amount of apartments I've lived in where the living room and the kitchen were the same thing, which is like unheard of outside of like places like this.
Sorry. Bastard of Buffalo is here, and we were having a convo about skateboards.
About what?
Skateboards.
Oh, nice.
Flip hamster or whatever.
It's almost skateboarding season again.
I know, that's what I said the other day, and Toby was like, you mean it's time, like, that skateboarders are ripe and you can pluck them from the trees? And I was like, yeah.
As you're a Cobalt, just subscribed.
Hey.
We got a
Nice,
lot of
thank you.
subscriptions.
That's awesome.
19 subscriptions so far.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Most
amazing.
of them coming from a Thor's Tale, just buying them for people.
Alright, what the heck?
We really appreciate the support, guys.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Small house is full of LARP kit. Man, when Miles and I went down to South Carolina for our film festival, we stayed at his parents' house and then his parents' friend's house. And both of them, it's just like, all right, here's the bedrooms, and then here's the rec room, here's the living room, here's the, just like, having all these different rooms for different activities. Just the idea of actually having a rec room blows my mind. That'd be a great place to put Dwarven Forge stuff, though.
Like, you know what's another crazy concept is the fact that basements, period.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Having basements, and those basements aren't just entire apartments for other people.
Yeah.
Having a basement
Yo,
not just be your whole
my
apartment.
parents have 2 kitchens, and we're like middle class. They were not even like fancy
Wait,
or anything.
how many people live there?
2.
Why do they both need to cook different things at the same time?
They don't. They just bought the house with it.
Why?
I don't know. It was nice for when we like host like long story. It's nice for when we host people and they need like extended stay.
I feel like kitchens are the things that you don't need more than one of, like above like anything else.
Bathrooms are the thing you need the most of.
Yes, you absolutely need, like if you're living with more than 2 people, you need at least 2 bathrooms.
Wow, a lot of people have rooms just for games.
That's so awesome.
I'm jealous.
I was thinking about that, like, I would have a room, like, for Warhammer stuff, but then I was thinking about it, I was like, who actually would I, like, most people around here, like, go to the store to play, you know? Like, I don't know if they would actually be like, hey, come over to my house! Which I know some people have those groups, but...
I do that all the time.
Why were you Don Knotts?
What?
Ugh.
So on the skin, I am kind of doing the more traditional, like, just doing a base coat and a highlight, just...
Oh yeah, is this going based off the box art as well?
Not really. I kind of, honestly, I was airbrushing some of those other figures that we had, and I liked the colors, so I was like, I'm going to play with that some more.
Ooh, any chance you guys would Twitch stream a D&D session with the staff? Yes, and we have had one under our belt. We will probably have more in the future. Gaming is probably not going to be a super regular thing, but we want to do it frequently enough, like maybe once a month. This month we're kind of heavy war game, but we would love to do more D&D in the future. But Stefan actually was the DM for the first week we had streams.
Yeah, the main thing with doing like D&D sessions is just that it takes a lot more equipment and also a lot more people being directly involved.
Yes.
To get it working.
Well, any game.
Any game, yeah. Well, war games, it's like at least this is just 2 players that we need to cover.
That's true.
But with like a D&D session, you're talking at least 5 players.
And
usually.
I feel like with D&D, you have to have a lot more planning to go into it. Like, at least the DM and, like, players like to get really into their character because it's roleplay heavy. And then kind of with war games, it's like you can get really invested in that, but you also have the option of just showing somebody that you have better skills than they do.
Is that right?
Better tactics.
Okay.
And, like, maybe you've played laser tag a few more times, so maybe you know how to lead an army. And so maybe, you know, they're not the only one that has played paintball. And, like, I don't know, maybe you've kind of killed a
Like it's kind of
people.
like one of those opportunities to show like a cocky person that like maybe they're not as like good as they think they are. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm gonna come throw fists at you. Cocky. Oh my god. I am livid. If there's one thing I'm not, it's humble.
Never listened to that album.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Tyler's in the chat. He's still gonna bet for you.
Oh, good.
But he keeps losing.
That is true.
Yeah.
Some people are just always going to vote against their own interests, you know?
Some people bet on losing dogs, and that's fine.
Oh, man.
See, that's why you don't really. I kind of, you know, what does my talk mean when the record currently the numbers show?
You've definitely won your fair share of game. You're very good at wargaming.
I'm not very good. I just like have some familiarity.
Well, you're not better than me, but you're good.
All right.
Ham bone.
She's going down.
Ham bone. All Tyler. Also, I think Joanna just said happy birthday to you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, the main thing with doing like live play stuff that requires a lot of players is just that, you know, everybody here is generally working all the time as well. So it also asks them to take time out of their day that they would be spending on Wildlands stuff. So, you know, it's definitely things that we want to do. We want to plan them as like events where we know we can prepare enough for them. But doing it like every week or so would just take too much away from the work that everybody needs to be doing here.
So Finley says you could have it as a gauntlet challenge game that you run. Chat can contribute with channel points, and you could take it in turns to see who's the best team, etc. And I think we actually have an idea kind of like that, but instead of channel points, it's like the voting aspect thing. Is that what the channel points do?
Channel points let
People
you
spend their money and then they get to choose the outcome. I'm sorry, I have like crazy allergies.
It's okay. There's a lot of stuff that you can do with channel points. I've been looking into it. It's they're a fairly new feature to Twitch, so I don't have a ton of experience with them, but there's a lot you can do. So I've been trying to figure it out. But yeah, we definitely want to find a way to make the war games as interactive as possible.
Right. I think we have a pretty good idea of how to.
Yeah, I could use some tactical assistance.
I don't want to give too much away, but I did buy a tie today.
That is true. That is confirmed.
It's pretty sweet. Like, I might just take up the same outfit that a lot of girls had in middle school where they wore a tie with a t-shirt.
Yeah?
I'm going to bring it back.
All right.
I don't think we have that in Washington.
Well,
which is odd.
You didn't have the right kind of emo girls then.
Might have just been where I was in Washington, actually. I bet if you got closer to, like, urban areas like Seattle, there probably was more of, like, an alt scene.
Oh, yeah. It's super alt.
But I think we had kind of standard preppy dress, and then there was, like, emo stuff, but it was mostly just hoodies. We didn't really do the ties and shirts thing.
That's your alt thing. AK Yeti says, can you do community choice D&D character? Like everyone votes on an action? That's kind of what I was thinking too.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of fun.
I think we're gonna, so to give like a lowdown right now, because we're in Wildlands, we're already doing Twitches pretty much as we can like feasibly bear. But once we kind of are, well, as soon as Kickstarter is off, we're gonna be doing streams very frequently. I'm not going to give the set number that's been said yet because it's up to change, but very frequently. And then after that, we're going to have a little bit more time and a little bit more bandwidth because we're like going to have fulfilled and be done, or at least have a lot less to figure out, where we'll be able to do more hands-on stuff, have a lot more interaction. But we are going to have more people from the office on stream at least, even if they're not playing. Like, we're going to have a little bit of everyone in the office. Hopefully at some point, we're definitely trying to get as many people as possible on stream, either doing their own thing or just like commenting, you know. But yeah, a game would be so much fun. Finley says, we're appreciating all the time you spend with us already and understand that Wildlands is as important and has to be a priority. Absolutely.
Are you familiar with Twitch Plays Pokemon?
Nope.
Are you aware of that craze at all? So basically somebody had built a bot and they were just streaming like a game of Pokemon Red, I think it was. It was either red or blue. Might have been yellow. And basically the bot took the button commands from people typing them in chat. And so it was just thousands of people in Twitch chat rapidly putting in commands to try and like beat Pokemon for like weeks on end. And they actually did it. And
wow.
That's the crazy thing about it. Like the Mighty Helix was a big thing. Like it was a huge thing. When I can't remember who it was, it might have been Finley, brought up the idea of like a community-controlled D&D character.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what I was thinking of. We couldn't do it in quite the same way since they wouldn't be able to put in like direct inputs really. But the idea of maybe having somebody there who had to roleplay and justify whatever actions the chat decided that character is going to do,
that'd be
or something.
fun.
Or I guess it could also be a DM-controlled NPC. But that'd be an interesting way to do that.
Have you unboxed any of your Caverns Deep stuff yet, Hamster?
I have not. I just have a mountain of boxes. I don't know. I kind of wanted to like ceremoniously crack them open when I'm actually gonna paint them. You know.
Are you like? What's the next in line for like when you unbox and paint?
What do you mean?
So right now you're painting for work, but when you personally, Hamster, have to be quarantined for the coronavirus and you have 2 weeks.
Oh, like what do I want to paint myself?
Is it the Star Wars?
Actually, no. But I did recently for my birthday get the Star Wars Legion core set, the first one with Vader and Luke. So I'm excited about that. But on my desk, I sent you a picture of this like months ago. On my desk is a fully assembled Age of Sigmar Night Hunt army that has no paint. It's like fully based up and textured and everything. I got to fill some gaps, I suppose. But I just want to get that thing painted up so I can get it on the table.
Age of Sigmar is like the more like medieval fantasy Warhammer stuff.
Yeah, it's like Warcry on like the army scale.
Okay.
And in the box I have like a whole Sisters of Battle army for 40k. I have so many miniatures that need some love.
The good thing about being new into mini painting is that I have not yet bought miniatures that I have not put brush on.
Oh man, it's been a year of buying models.
Craig Kaflar says, what Legion army do you plan on running?
I don't know yet. I kind of want to. I would probably get. I haven't even looked into the rules much, honestly. So like the factions and stuff, I'm not super familiar with. But I basically I want like one good guys band and one bad guys list. You know. Like why not play both?
Bad guys are more fun to play.
Come up with a story where you get to mix and match them, and it's like they're fighting a bigger threat.
Yeah, there you go. Common enemy.
Man, Finley Shard says that he has 10k minis that need painting.
When I think you said something like that a while ago, the Hamster was you said like painting minis and buying minis are two entirely different.
Oh
hobbies.
yes. No, I'm very good at buying miniatures. I've been training most of my life.
Have you ever done like not a big mini but like bigger than the standard size?
I actually, in the mail is my first bust. Like giant, you know, like the size of my fist, just like Head and Shoulders.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
Of what?
It's like the cyberpunk, like cyborg kind of guy.
Cool.
And yeah, it just seems cool. Like you can kind of play with the colors across a larger area a little more and do like fun blending and stuff. So I'm excited to work on that.
A lot of the painting that I see online that I'm blown away by, I later learned that it was on a. Is it called a maxi? Like, what is it called when it's bigger than a miniature? Not a maxi, because that's like a personal product. But, like, you know, like, what is it?
It's honestly still called a miniature typically, but sometimes
Because
if
it
it's a
is
bust,
mini.
they'll call it a bust, or they might. I mean, in a lot of the things the posts that I look at and stuff, they'll list the scale.
Okay.
Is it like a venti?
A venti? A trente?
Can I get a grande?
No, I don't know. It's just like I'll be so blown away by some people's paint jobs, and then I'll be like, oh, it's actually bigger than the mini that I was thinking of. But it's still insane what
It's
people
still
can
insane,
do.
but
Yeah.
like that's why like they get slightly larger area to do like freehand on and stuff like that. That's why I'm looking forward to experimenting with that. I've never done that.
Justice Armin says, I've always been too intimidated to do a bust. I feel like my bad textures would be on display.
I feel the same way, and that's why I just want to get started. So I talked about this last stream where I kind of like to have my gaming painting project and kind of my more artistic painting project. So when I said I wanted to get that army on the table, that is true, but I would like to have, like, you know, on the other corner of the table, maybe for a night you work on your army for a couple hours or something, and then you can go back and just pick at something, just kind of experiment and be a little more painterly with something.
So Denth28 asks, Hamster, I don't paint at all, but what I'm noticing is that you are doing several layers of the same color. Is this for texture, or is it to give it a better base before you go and add something else?
It's definitely for a better base. What happens when you go too thick is you start getting brush strokes, like unwanted texture. You want to be very controlled when you actually like paint textures, but this is just to have a smooth surface and also for opacity. Like I said, the skin here is the only color where I'm doing the more traditional, like set down a base and then you're gonna highlight on top of that, as opposed to using the inks in our favor to do a quicker texture and application. But most paints, to look like it's actually like fully that color and it's not patchy and you see your primer underneath and stuff, you're gonna need to do at least 2 layers. So that's why.
Stefan Zaltar says,
Who's that?
Who's that guy?
yeah, who knows? New mini painters should not be intimidated. The actual miniature does half the job for you. It's not like painting a painting.
That is true, and that's what's so cool about airbrushing. When I was talking about, you know, blasting away, getting your shadows and highlights done really fast. Literally, imagine like your airbrush, like a laser beam, right? And you, for the shadows, you tip it. You just shoot the bottom. And then the highlight, you tip it the other way. You spray it this way. I'm not really controlling it. I'm just like making sure I get around the whole thing, and then you can just look at it from the bottom and you see the shadow, and finally when you look at it upright, you're going to see the whole value sketch. So it really does work for you.
So, Solway Studios just rated us.
Yeah.
And they've got some very good emotes.
They do.
Is that like a seal?
Nice. Is that the first raid, or has that happened before?
No, we've had one before.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we've been rated.
Well, thank you for
once or
that.
Twice before.
Yeah, welcome
all.
Solway Studios and all who come with.
Dig. Oh yeah, that's definitely a seal.
How would you suggest doing an ombre?
A what?
An ombre. It's when it goes from one color or shade to a different or darker shade. Like, so if girls have a hairstyle and it's brown at the roots, but then it slowly and like kind of naturally fades to a blonde, that's called an ombre.
So when I was talking before about...
It's like a gradient.
Right.
Sorry.
No,
Yeah.
right. When I was talking before about opacity, and you're gonna need multiple layers to reach full opacity. You can use the transparency. That's because all acrylic paint is slightly transparent, which is why it's not going to just go on in a big thick coat in one layer. You can use the transparency to your advantage and get a wide range of colors between the two, and you have your intermediate ones that are kind of a combination, right? You have like maybe 5 tones. And you thin them down with water, and you do maybe just 1 coat. And then you go to the next color, you do 1 coat. Maybe you want this one a little more opaque because it's the main last color. You'll do 2 coats the last one. And you layer them on top of each other, painting a smaller and smaller area across a number of tones from one to the other. So it doesn't have to be, you can like wet blend it where you kind of try to get both colors on there and feather it out with your brush. But you can do a similar thing by just letting one thin coat dry that's not, get down a base coat with your 2 opaque layers. But then on top of that, you can do transparent layers and not do as many coats so that they kind of blend together. And that's kind of what miniature painting is sort of an acceleration of that, especially for gaming models when they do base, wash, highlight. That's like 3 tones, right? You have your base and a shadow and a highlight, the darkest and the lightest. But you can add more in between those. So if you imagine the 3, you can do 1 or 2 between each of them. And so if you do that in a bunch of thin layers, it will kind of create that gradient.
Justice Armin says, thanks Stefan Zaltar, I think, for the advice about how to paint. Is I still got a mighty frost giant warrior, the Eisenkong, to finish up, but it's been very enjoyable. Painting miniatures has also been a great exercise to improve my drawing. Seeing poses, shadows, and how 3D forms interact with light. It's why I buy so many miniatures.
Yes. That's one of the big epiphanies I've sort of had this year with miniature painting. It's like, look at traditional art and study those techniques, because you're basically doing the same thing as you're like emulating light on forms. So the same way that if you would look at something like how do you shade a circle into a sphere, you know, you can use that information, because instead of drawing a circle and shading it, you have a sculpt that's already 3D. So how, just the same way, where do you place the shadows and the highlights on the circle to make it a sphere? Well, this leg is a cylinder, the head is the sphere. You know, you have those same forms, and you play with pretending that there's light on it, like more than there actually is, to generate the form.
Bastard of Buffalo says, thinning paints is key. I'm working on wet blending now. Unsuccessful so far, but yeah. Do you have any advice you could give him?
Yeah. For wet blending, it's not necessarily thinner is better. You want to get the correct consistency for your colors. The different pigments are going to behave differently at different consistencies. So sometimes you do need some moisture. Try using a bigger brush where there's more moisture in the belly. Don't try, for the fine detail like that, the instinct is to use a tiny brush, but as long as it has a point, the tip of the brush is the same size across pretty much any brush. So what the longer belly is for is to hold moisture, so as you're working with those colors, some of the moisture goes into your paint on the model to keep it wet and to make it blendable like that. So use a slightly larger brush than maybe you'd think, and leave the paint a little thicker. Get it on a wet palette so that it doesn't dry up on you, but you want it to be like, imagine you're sculpting the paint. You need it to kind of be that kind of material that you're pushing back and forth, not water where it's just like running on you. So if you get, you can actually get kind of a thicker glob in either corner, because you're going to be pushing that material together across an area. So you can kind of actually be thicker than you think. But you're right that the instinct to thin it is good, but play with it and get the right consistency, not just thin. Regal
Estrella says, Hamster painted my mini for me and I'm admiring it right now. I see what you mean with the shadows.
Oh, I think I know who this is.
Do you know how to pronounce it?
Wait, what is it?
It's either Regal Estrella or Regal Estrella.
That's Rigel.
Rigel Estrella. Not even...
like Rigel Thornberry.
Estrella.
Thornberry's was awesome. Remember that?
I do remember that.
I do. I just referenced it.
Oh, hey, Rabbit Burner's here.
Hey, Rabbit Burner. How are you?
Why are you awake?
Welcome. Yeah.
Yeah, go to bed.
Why are you awake?
No, but stay.
Yeah, don't go.
Don't go. Never leave us. Stefan says, thin is key, but also not too thin if you want to actually handle your mini a lot. Like in gaming, too thin paint will rub off quickly, even if varnished. But if it's just for display, then the thin is fine and really subtle.
Definitely. Yeah, most of the display stuff is a lot of working thin. It is a good idea to varnish when you're going to be handling them for your games.
I still haven't varnished the first and only mini I've painted because I'm never done with it.
Right. Yeah, not everybody varnishes, but you just have to be careful when you handle it is all. It's just the oils. Like basically varnish is just more paint on top that's clear,
Right.
so
it's
that
like a
it
clear
will
coat.
eventually rub off instead of your colors. And you have to revarnish it.
A lot of people are talking about the music they listen to
Cool.
in order to paint.
Oh yeah.
Do you have a like a band that you're listening to right now?
Honestly, what's been working for me is the World of Warcraft soundtrack.
Oh my gosh.
Just like epic fantasy music,
Yo.
and it goes between like, you know, the gentle mystical pool to like the battle, you know, music.
the best.
I
and
like the
probably not,
ambient
like-
music.
Not even like musically maybe, but like for me
Where's
and for my
my-
nostalgia, the best music for me to listen to when I'm like thinking of like in this fantasy world is definitely RuneScape soundtrack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it's the Breath of the Wild.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's just such a good ambient soundtrack.
Oh, it's better
Not that
than
I
the
paint that much,
animation.
although I want to start painting more. I actually just painted my first mini like 2 weeks ago. Hamster showed me how,
Yeah.
and yeah, I want to do it more. Like it was a lot less scary than I thought it would be.
Yeah, it's relaxing.
I'm pretty
It's
happy with how it came out,
it's fun.
and I want to get better at it.
Bastard of Buffalo listens to Megadeth.
Ooh. I do
Peter
s-
Grundy.
Peter
Ooh,
Gundry.
Gundry. Sorry. I'm reading without my glasses on.
Uh-oh.
It's fine. They're on the
The
table.
Final Fantasy 14 soundtrack is so good, but it's also so big. Like what? I think it has the record for like the largest video game soundtrack. It has basically the entirety of the Final Fantasy series soundtrack plus a bunch of original music.
Letitia says she listens to Stardew Valley,
Yeah.
but honestly, jazz
Yeah.
in all caps.
Also, Animal Crossing
Both those
music.
are
Jazz
dope
is
as
good. I go through jazz phases too,
shiznit.
and I'm painting. This
Oh
is too bright.
man, I watched the Miles Davis documentary last night.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty good. I love jazz. You like jazz?
You like jazz? People do like really good remixes, like jazz remixes of Animal Crossing music.
I
And
believe
usually,
it.
Usually that's pretty chill.
The best
the
Animal
Bullets of
Crossing
Rain and stuff.
song is KK Condor.
A lot of the KK songs are good, but even just like 2 a.m.
But
It's,
here's
like,
the thing:
fantastic.
2 a.m.'s dope, but the best Animal Crossing song, here it is. It's like no dispute, KK Condor. It's very powerful. Let's see. Conan the Barbarian soundtrack says AK Yeti. Listen to Hamster's mini painting, says Rabbit Burner. It fits because you're both rodents.
Yay.
You're supporting each other.
Oh, Bastion's got a good soundtrack too.
Oh, Bastion has great music.
Oh, Journey as well. Apotheosis. Nobody familiar with Apotheosis from Journey? The game, not the band.
I am not.
Cough drop.
That was a fake cough. Also, I am not even. I'm not gonna respond to that. No comment.
All right.
I'm listening to Winter Saga by Windrose. They basically do rock dwarven songs in the album. They dress up as dwarves, sing about mining, out drinking elves, ... That sounds amazing. That's very on brand for us.
Definitely.
How many layers do you think you've done of that orange by now?
Oh, like this?
Yeah.
So that's an example. I just did one layer.
Oh, wow.
I did base it in kind of an ivory just to let it pop so that the kind of imperfect drying, the varied drying and pooling kind of shows up because I want that for the texture. So it's basically one coat. You know, we were just talking about the traditional layering, but one coat of the ivory, one coat of the ink, or contrast paint. It's the same idea. Kind of can give you that effect very quickly. So it's good for gaming stuff.
Whoop, whoop.
And for these small details like the straps and stuff that aren't the main focus, but you got to hit them with something.
I like this palette on your thumb.
Oh, yes.
Somebody said earlier it looked like you'd slammed your thumb in the door like 15 times.
Ow, ow, ow!
Also, thanks for coming by, Thoris. Thanks for all the support today.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Somebody with the username Oops Magoobins followed us.
Nice. Thank you for the follow.
Thank you, Oops
How are you?
Magoobins.
Oops!
I've had a couple of really good names follow us. Every now and then Mace will like...
Sir Doobie Brothers or whatever.
Sir Doobie Brothers was very good. Every now and then we'll see a username pop up on the follow list. Just like, I can't believe somebody thought of that name.
Yeah, it's fun. Oh, we were talking about this earlier, but what's the first username you had, and how embarrassing?
Me?
Yeah,
I
just
guess it's
everybody
not
here.
so bad. It's just like so dumb.
What is it?
It was just
Is it Mojo Hamster?
no. It was eman50.
E-Man?
Yeah,
Like
because
Aaron.
yeah, like Aaron
The
man.
man?
Like my name starts with E. I'm the man, but it was
And
taken,
50?
so I better add a number. That was my RuneScape name.
And there was.
My
Oh wow, mine was Macy Griffin on RuneScape. Not even kidding.
That
yeah.
makes sense. That checks out.
Yeah, it was not very safe for a 5th grader, but I'm still here.
my at least it's a really common name. My favorite. So nobody
Is
tracked
it?
it down.
Is it?
My favorite, or my first name was on Neopets. Was the first time I made a.
Oh,
username.
nice.
And it was Hysterical Jackal.
Oh.
Ooh, that's not bad.
Yeah, I think it was partially random generated, and then I might have adapted it. I'm trying to remember. I think part of it was that they would just give you like a default name at first, and I think something about it might have been partially, but I stuck with like the Jackal thing for a long time in different iterations.
Mine was potato-luva lava.
Lava.
Also, just so you know, we're 3 followers away from you singing, so
I thought it was viewers.
followers. We're getting to 1,000 followers.
That's awesome though.
Do you want to set a goal for viewers? Because then you can just sing a whole music.
What the heck would I sing? I have to prepare, to rehearse.
I'm pretty sure I gave you a pretty extensive list, but
Of
I
songs
mean,
I've never heard because they're ancient and nobody even wants like royalties from them.
excuse
anymore.
you. I know those songs.
I can't believe I just haven't heard of any of them.
All right, public domain songs that Hamster knows.
I feel like you gotta know the real. So there's a lot of like folk songs. You can do psalms.
Psalms?
Psalms,
Psalms.
body.
Psalm body. Is that public domain by now?
Nope.
Psalm.
I'll find you a tune. Oh, there's one called "Come Back to Aaron,"
Oh.
spelled like you.
Yeah.
spelled it.
Well, yeah, it kind of means Ireland.
Oh, Danny Boy, you can do Danny Boy.
What?
Do the real Mountain Dew.
Dude, I here's the thing. I just don't know songs. I just told you that I listen to World of Warcraft music.
You
when
know
I
Danny
paint.
Boy. You are Irish. You have
Oh,
been to
Danny
funerals.
Boy. To be fair, most people
You
in
know
America
Danny
are Irish.
Boy.
That's
Most people in
true.
America are Irish, and
There's
they're
a
not
lot
really
of-
that in tune with their culture.
I feel like that's a gross overstatement. Is that real?
Yeah.
Like, okay, show me the statistics on how
Yo,
many people
show
in
me the
America
The
are
Irish, Irish got down, man.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Irish around the country.
Show me stats. Oh, somebody says no, it's true. Give me statistics. I'm not gonna let
Somebody.
everybody.
All right, so now on the pants, I'm using actual contrast paint just to show how similar it is.
The bread of God is bread. Sing tales all this time.
Oh no.
I'm Irish, I know. He knows what they did.
I'm also Irish. I also know, and I know how soon we would die if we didn't have potatoes. Like, look, potato lover, I get it. But at the same time, I think that, maybe
Man, I didn't connect that you were Irish and that you made your name Potato Lover. At
that
point,
purely was because I do love potatoes.
That's just kind of, I don't know. It's a little on the nose at that point.
Regardless, what's up with that mini? Let's get.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The heat's on you, and you're trying to
like this.
deflect.
Anyway, sing "Oh Danny Boy," please.
This might
2
just,
followers away.
This might 2 more followers he has to sing. This might just be my personal taste, but I like this color scheme way more than the unmade.
It reminds me of
I needed to hear that because I came in here kind of discouraged about my test scheme.
Oh, we could tell.
Really? This is so interesting to me. I love like how
Well, I'm glad.
No, it looks good.
yeah.
I didn't know that was it. I thought maybe you just didn't like the cheesecake.
How could I not like cheesecake?
I don't know.
Has
Maybe
there
it's
ever
not
been a
sitting
bad
with you
cheesecake?
well. Are you lactose intolerant?
I am, and I still ate the cheesecake.
Okay, good.
That's what I'm learning as I age. I just shouldn't have dairy, but I do
I
anyway.
think it's just your body's like, if you don't eat
Apparently,
rice
nobody
and
should
like
have
water,
Right.
then yeah. Hamster, I would love to see you paint a badass piece like the falling star icon from the Realms release.
Ooh. I'm always down to Well, I almost said it. I'm always down to paint new stuff. I'm always down to buy things with the intention of painting them. That is what I'm good at.
Look, man, we could entirely just use these streams as an excuse to get you to finally paint stuff that you've put off for a while.
That'd probably be good. So while this is wet here, I'm using the moisture to kind of rub some of it off. Similar to what you may have seen with like an oil wash, but you gotta be way faster because acrylic dries quickly. So like up here, I kind of did the whole thing in contrast, but I kind of removed some material off the top to make sure the highlight is still there, but there's still a nice transition.
I know this is for a war game, but I genuinely want to like roleplay this character.
Ooh, yeah, I mean, these guys are so cool looking.
Like a polearm in one hand and a dagger.
Right? As I assembled this model, I was like, holy crap, what's like...
This is like
imagine
a cool
the
looking character. I want this to be like an actual character.
Right.
I feel like people should just walk around with pole arms and daggers.
Well, they do at Dwarven Forge. We got a bunch of
be
foam
the change
weapons.
you want to see.
The change you want to see in the world.
Bring more weapons with you. Every time I hear about a lactose intolerant person who just eats dairy anyways, my soul fractures just a little bit.
I'm sorry. I just love cheese.
Yeah, I hear you. I also eat the cheesecake. I am also lactose intolerant, says Jazz Ambassador.
Yeah.
AKA Letitia.
Yep.
One of my friends I lived with for a really long time, Colby.
Oh, I met him.
Colby. He oh yeah, you do know Colby. He loved milk, and he found out at one point that he's lactose intolerant. And he told me that he found this out while he was drinking straight from a carton. And he's just like, yeah, I found out I'm lactose intolerant, so that sucks. And he's like takes a chug. He's like, so that's why I've been throwing up so much lately.
Oh my god.
But he's still doing it. Just mainlining milk.
That boy. It is a common tactic. The way to defeat a polearm is to get close, so carrying a dagger too is a good way to defend yourself.
Good point.
Smart.
I'm just used to polearms being like a two-handed thing. I guess if you take proficiency.
Well, also, if you're not weak.
Okay, look.
Nope.
D&D is fantasy.
Yeah.
It's not like... It's not a miracle worker.
So you think...
What's up?
That it's not common for people to be able to carry a polearm and a dagger.
Well, they won't be able to use the polearm very well, you would think. At least not by D&D rules.
Well, look at that sickle. You could
the sickle.
do a lot of good damage with that. You sickle. I feel like you you're not relying on strength at that point. You're relying on slice. And then the dagger is just like a nice little stabby go by thing.
Stabby go by that.
So the faster you are, the better you are.
Stabby Go By Thing is the name of this character.
Stabby go by. It's like Johnny Be Good.
Yeah. Is that public domain? Probably not.
I doubt it. I highly doubt it.
They use it in let's see.
Back to the Future.
Johnny Be Good.
That's what they
Yeah. I mean, nobody's gonna come after us if we sing Johnny Be Good on this stream.
I will.
Nobody's gonna.
I'll sue.
I will report you to Rhea. We will get you taken down. Everybody in this chat just promises to report us immediately if we use any copyrighted music.
Also, if the dagger handle isn't too thick, you can still hold it while two-handed wielding the polearm.
Oh, that's
true. Also, fun fact, we're one follower away from Danny Boy.
From
How do you not know that song? I know you're lying to me.
No, like it's one of those things. Like if I've heard it, I'm like, yeah, I guess I know that song, but I don't like know it by heart.
Don't
I
make
can
me
just recite
sing.
it.
Danny Boy.
Higher. It's oh Danny Boy,
Danny
the
boy.
pipes are calling.
The pipes are calling.
Now you're just being an echo.
Can we sing Danny Boy in a round?
Sure.
What about toss a coin to your Witcher?
Oh, I feel like that's
Hamster?
super.
God knows I'm not.
Oh. Just do the real old Mountain Dew.
Do Misty Mountain. You know, far over the misty. I'm done singing. I am on Instagram. Says, hey guys.
Hey. Wait, that's her username?
Yep.
Yes.
They're on
They made their account after finding out about the stream on Instagram.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah.
Well, there you go.
He says, when are you guys doing the stream? I mean, the giveaway, and how do I enter? We're doing it at the end. And you enter by entering a keyword once we have it prepared, but it is not ready yet.
I'm just trying to think of public domain music now. That actually has like lyrics.
Because we have to have it prepared. Danny boy.
We're not gonna get slammed for doing like a couple bars of like a cappella karaoke of a song. Do you know how many high school jazz
What are you
clubs-
doing right now in the painting?
I'm kind of just playing with the pants.
So what made you pick this palette that you were regretting? But it looks sick.
Yeah, why were you worried about it?
I'm horribly self-conscious.
It is a bold choice, but it's a good bold choice.
I honestly started with like the teal green because I just like it so much. Like I said, I painted some other stuff with it, and I just kind of went from there. I was a little more, playful and experimental, just kind of painting as I go, as opposed to like thinking of it before I started.
We did it.
1K?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Go ahead.
Thank you, everybody. What?
What song is in your heart right now?
What song is in my heart?
Is it the birthday song?
Well, that's the thing, is it should be that one, but I don't know that. I don't know the entirety of that one either.
Yeah, I don't think
You don't know the birthday song?
Happy
the
birthday.
dwarven. Okay.
It's Dwarven Forge, which could be a birthday song.
Yeah.
But yay!
Yay!
1,000 followers.
Freestyle rap.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
my name is Hamster and I'm here to say boop beep bop ba da ba da bop.
Hey.
I'm a robot.
Danny boy. You know the tune. Just make up the words.
Danny boy, he's a boy named Danny.
Oof. Alright.
Oh,
I got
reminds me of
tears and
every
I got
funeral I've
oof.
been to.
Mixed reviews.
I thought you knew the tune.
So you're going to karaoke later, Hamster?
Yeah, after that, my
know.
confidence is soaring.
Hey, you made me cry.
Oh, that's true. I did.
11 out of 10. 11 out of 10. 10 out
Hey,
of 10.
thank you.
People love you.
Yeah, don't listen to us.
I've learned not to.
Don't include me in your griping. I am fully
Yeah,
supporting
griper?
Hamster.
I haven't griped once in my life.
Hamster, you ever need somebody to back you up? I'll be there and support you through everything besides wargaming.
Even I was just you're ahead of me.
Yeah, I'll support you by teaching you a lesson.
Right, of course.
It's a swift little flick of my wrist, keeping my pimp hand strong.
Cool.
Don't worry about it, Chris.
All right, I want to do some work on these feathers.
Never worked.
Ooh.
Basically, I want them to be mostly the teal, but I just gotta push the shadows and make sure they're a little more defined.
What other colors are the birds going to be mostly like no other color besides teal with gradient variations, or are you going to add a little tinge of a little something special?
We'll see, because part of my approach is trying to be like efficient and get tabletop quality, like a good tabletop standard, but not go overboard. But you can always keep picking at your gaming models even when they're done and ready for gaming, right? So I don't know, maybe the feathers are definitely something, like they're the coolest part of the model, so we'll probably leave them mostly teal for today, but make sure that they're well defined, and then we can always pick at them later and add stuff.
Finley says, ooh, that's what I need to do. I need to model some fantasy ironclad ships covered in ruins for a naval tabletop battle I have coming up in a few months.
Naval battle? That sounds sweet.
Does.
What do their belly buttons have to do with it?
Okay.
Naval top is a very good term. I like that.
Ooh, Alouette is public domain, and that's French, so you can mess it up all you like.
Alouette, oui,
Yeah.
oui. Ratatouille. What?
Is Alouette like the, is Alouette the like?
It's
I gotta.
Alouette,
She did not like
something
that.
Alouette.
Oh,
Okay.
Frere
Face.
Jacques.
Yeah.
Are you sleeping, Brother John?
Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? This one I know.
Are you
Brother,
sleeping? Are
brother
you
John.
sleeping?
Beep boo 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 beep
John?
boo. I forgot the
Brother
words
John.
now.
Back
Beep,
to
boo, boo.
robot. Back
Beep
to
boo beep
robot.
beep boo
I
boo
forgot the
beep
words
boo.
now.
Drop the
I
beat
forgot
now.
the words now.
Oh.
This is the remix.
I love it.
All right, what stream is this again?
It's actually called the Corvus Cowboys.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy, the Corvus Cabal.
All right, I'm adding some more green back in here.
It's Caboy.
So what's on here now is actually the color I sprayed, but then I got some like white over, and so I'm kind of just trying to get the mid-tone back in there a little bit. Just kind of
There's
playing
9
back
of
and
these,
forth
right?
now. There's 9 of these, but I only have a few of them here because I don't think we're gonna get them all done in the stream. But they'll be ready for the game.
You don't got any of the big ones with you, yeah?
They're not here right now. No, I use the little guys to test out, and when I settle on it, then we'll get to the big exciting ones. Maybe we need to do an Instagram post or something when they're done.
Ooh.
So are these just birds without wings, or like what's their deal?
They, you know,
Flightless birds.
I'm trying to think. I didn't look at the lore of these guys very much, but they obviously
I
like
read it-
birds
Yeah.
and look sweet.
I read it like, I don't know, 2 months ago when we started playing.
Yeah, I read it at one point.
And I just remember that I read all of them, and I knew that they were the second one in the book, and so I was like, okay. They're all going to be really cool, and I can't just be sold right away. But none of the other warbands match to how cool these guys were. Like, they're the coolest one in the book. I don't remember their lore that much either, but I know that they're, like, super edgy. They're, like, edgy.
Yeah,
and,
they're
like,
edgy.
Yeah, edgy.
Yeah,
I'm
edgy.
just really into these designs, yeah.
The design of these models is so cool. Like, they were really fun to assemble and get. Like, the poses are just dynamic, full of movement.
Aren't we all just birds without wings, says Jazz Ambassador.
Very true. That's deep.
Arget Keva says, I have a session tomorrow, just threw a map together and they'll probably avoid, so I'll have to wing it anyway.
He has a what?
He has
He or she
a
has a what?
map. I have a session tomorrow, just
Oh,
threw a
cool.
map together that they'll probably avoid, so I have to wing it anyway. Bird jokes.
That might not have been a bird joke.
Winging it.
But, well, not intentional, but it definitely ended up that way.
Accidental bird.
Classic.
Classic.
Nice. Wing zinger.
Wing singer. Kablammy.
Zablapo. We need to get a zinger emote.
I mean, we've probably unlocked us another emote slot or two with the subscribers we got today, so we can make a couple more emotes now.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, just the last lock, which had a key in the plain sight, disintegrated an arm of the barbarian who tried to pick it.
Why did the barbarian try to pick the lock? Like have the barbarian smash it, if anything.
Oh, the next emote is a WarHamster one.
Ooh.
That'd be fun.
What are you gonna do for the base of these guys?
I'm trying to keep the bases similar across all of them because they'll be playing
Cool.
together. So it's kind of like it's like fantasy desert. Like it's kind of has a deserty tone, but there's other like cool kind of magical tones in it
Oh,
too.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
the reddish and greens in it.
Like a Mars boy.
If you were to look at it, you maybe wouldn't see all that, but that's my idea in my head is like, you know, interesting desert, not just like sand colored, but kind of reds and greens with desert dry brush.
Rabbit Burner says goodnight.
Good night, Rabbit Burner. Thanks for hopping in.
Yeah, thanks for joining us so late.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna try something crazy.
Uh-oh.
Well, you notice about the inks too, though, is they do dry kind of glossy. So we're talking about varnishing earlier. You might want to mat it down with some matte varnish.
Can you take away the gloss of a paint with a matte varnish?
Yeah. Oh, you can even, some people mix like a matte medium. Like medium is basically paint without the color, right? So you can mix it and it'll make it a little matte. But you can also just paint with your inks and then spray it with matte.
Azure Cobalt says, next song, we built the city on Dwarven Forge.
We built the city.
Yo, that actually fits the
Dwarven
video.
Forge.
It actually,
what's
yeah,
I
it
doing?
actually like.
Oh yeah, I was gonna do
fits
something crazy.
perfectly.
Magenta.
So mad.
I missed it.
Okay, Tyler said, my favorite doctor, Matt Varnish.
What?
I don't know. I think he means like a Doctor Who.
Okay.
Who knows?
There was Matt Smith.
Matt Varnish?
There wasn't a Matt Varnish I was aware of.
I think it's a joke.
I know it's a joke.
Oh.
I just don't get what the joke is.
Oh.
I'm gonna thin this down a little more.
Doctor what?
So you just
Okay, well, he's a goner. He's
Smith
losing
to
it.
varnish just isn't that smooth. I don't know.
But we built the city on Dwarven Forge was real smooth.
That is. It fits like too well for us not to do something with it.
Dr. Mom?
Doctor, Mom?
Mom? When you would open a door with the thieves' tools and the mimic door screams. Says, I am on Instagram.
Yeah.
Hamster's not screaming.
Ah!
There you go.
Yeah, that's
My mimic?
That sounds good.
My
Acid
mimic?
of Buffalo says bye. He's going to eat dinner.
Bye. Enjoy your dinner. Thanks for joining us.
I know Hamster is busy. Can we get a close-up on these minis, please?
Might be able to get a little closer.
Mace, is this hair too crazy? Now we're in like cyberpunk land.
Is the hair? No, I love it.
Okay.
Oh, I love it.
Cool.
Yo, why did you do that?
Just magenta ink, just another colored ink. I slapped it on top of the underpainting.
Are they all gonna get magenta, or is it just for that dude?
I was trying something crazy here, and if Mace likes it, I'm gonna do it on all of them.
That's sick.
I'm going to dye my
Yeah.
hair
You wanna
purple for that
put this a
mini.
little closer to the camera so we can
Let's see.
see if I can get that in focus still.
Oh, I can see the monitor. Nice.
A little closer. As close as we can.
It's approaching.
Give her a spin.
There we go.
So you'll definitely see some of the
Oh, we're out
gloss
of
happening,
focus?
but you can
There you go.
change the finish with varnishes.
That looks amazing.
There we go.
So
It
we still have
reminds
some
me of
more
something,
details
but
to
I
do,
can't
That's real nice.
think of what.
Yeah, I really like it. How do you, I need to learn how to get it that accurately. Like, it really seems like you just got the hair and he didn't miss anything.
That's kind of using materials in your favor. So there is some precision to keep it from like spilling onto other areas, but the way that you get like multiple values in there, this is literally just one coat slapped onto underpainting.
Wait, that's his skin. That's not armor.
Where?
On his chest. Is that armor?
No, this is skin right here.
That is skin? Okay, so they're not bird boys at all. That's I thought
Yeah,
it was like leather armor on a bird.
No,
boy.
they just have like, they just follow the imagery, you know.
Alright.
I am on Instagram says, this palette is really cool. Are you using Citadel?
I have some Citadels here because I wanted to sort of, oh, sorry about that,
No, you're fine.
use the contrast method, but with other inks, because they pretty much behave similarly to inks like this and this. Ah! But I did use contrast paints on the blue pants here for one step, just to show the similarities and how they behave. I have a few GW paint or Citadel paints at home. Growing up, that's like all I used because I started in Warhammer Fantasy, and of course next to the models, I got the big old rack of Citadel. So I was pretty familiar with the old range, but when they switched ranges and they changed everything, I kind of didn't. I started buying other paints at that point. All right, well, cool. Let's get some magenta on these things.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. No, that looks great.
Yes.
I'm glad you feel more, like, reaffirmed now. You could have just verbalized that earlier. If you ever
Remember,
like,
I'm
does
Irish.
this
I just
look
hold
like
all my
crap?
feelings in.
Yeah, well, stop doing that. The only bottle you need is a bottle of beer.
I'm Irish and I can't stop my feelings from coming out.
I'm Irish and I do the same thing Hamster does.
I tend to like hold it in for a very long time, and it just comes out at the worst.
It's
possible
called
time.
bottling it up. That's what we're talking about.
No.
Yeah.
No.
All right.
It's got to be a more destructive term for that.
Bottling it up.
I'm gonna just
Shaking
repeat
the
what I just said.
bottle.
Destructively bottling it up.
That is at least what my family called it. The people who are Irish for longer than both of you.
Yeah, I'm more
All right,
Irish.
They may have a higher quantity of Irish experience, but I feel like I have a higher quality of Irish experience.
Highly doubt that. Gray Raven did a Bob Ross emoji and said, "My feeling when listening to Hamster."
Bob Ross. Happy little accidents.
I guess that's one way to interpret it.
Yeah, boy, we're getting pretty close. Let's see. The metals are a little dark. I might actually hit some highlights with a silver just because that'll be fast.
Ooh.
I gotta do the weapon handles. On the one, I literally did like 4 different colors on the handles. And I might just leave it black. Just because we have so many like bright colors.
What color are you gonna paint the clothespins?
First of all, I literally just looked at the model like...
I saw you. I was like, oh, he doesn't think it's funny. But we were just trying to find it.
Where the heck is there a clothespin? Yeah, I just made some makeshift... Because we had 9 models, right? So I was like, I don't know how much... I don't have that many handles. Like, what do we have a lot of? So I have extra bases and poster stick and...
At least you're consistent.
Just a bunch of makeshift handles.
Nah, I'm just joshing you.
Just joshing me?
Just joshing you, just yanking your chain.
What?
I'm just yanking your chain.
Here, we'll hit it with some magenta.
Yes, he is going to do the base. Are you going to do the base on stream?
Yeah, I think we'll have time for that.
I believe that's a Heckles Yep from Hamster.
Boy.
I think out of everybody in the world, you are the least able to say woof. Like,
There's gotta be
love you,
somebody.
Chris. Nah, I doubt it.
There's gotta be somebody.
Horny black.
Oh, yeah. You, at home, could have some of your very own Picorni paints if you stay tuned for the giveaway at the end of the stream.
Yeah, because we have so many bright colors, I'm just keeping the handle simple.
What was it? Somebody on the other stream said that Picorni meant humble in
I heard you talking about that.
some other language. So humble paints.
Ooh.
There's a chair.
What
There's
kind
a
of-
chair over here.
If you had to make a bird noise for these kiddos, what kind of bird noise do you think they would make? That's a little weak.
Well, apparently.
Tweedle-deedle-dee.
That's much stronger. Whoa, don't mess with those
You imagine
birds.
the spear? Tweedle-deedle-deedle-deedle.
I think it's a much more mightier caca, but that's fine. That's fine.
I'm
What
a
would the
little hamster.
unmade make? Yeah.
Little turkey sounds?
Wow, these people are not intimidating at all.
Oh, wait. Aren't the unmade like people who are like constantly being like taken apart or whatever?
Yep.
Like, what's the deal with the unmade?
They love pain. It is a gift from the gods.
So are they always in pain?
Yes. The main leader has no limbs left.
So it's not really like a turkey thing. It's more just like a.
Ow. Ow. Ow.
Tweedle is now canon for Kenkus in my world.
Cannon for Kenkus. Oh man.
Tweedle-deedle-deedle.
We don't really have any Kenku in our game. We have Eric Cochran, because we had somebody who wanted to play an Eric Cochran. So we just went straight to Eric Cochran and no Kenku.
Are you talking to me?
No, I'm talking about my game that I play in.
Oh. But you're not talking to me?
I'm talking to the room, I guess, in the stream.
Hi.
People in chat.
Oh, hey, Chris.
What?
Nothing. I'm just being a jerk.
I hate this.
The bird should make a screech sound. LOL.
How about
Wait, did you just read that? And that
I did.
that was your interpretation of the
That
text?
was. If you read it, you would make the same noise. Denth is heading out.
Bye. Thank
Bye,
you for
Den.
hopping in for a bit.
Cranch is good.
Cranch is life.
Cranch is life. Yeah, Cranch is actually a very big part of who I am today.
I mean, apparently these aren't actually bird people. They're just dudes with. Like, so are those beaks natural or is it like a mask?
No, I
feel
painted
like
them
it's a
metal.
mask.
Yeah, they're
Okay,
masks.
so they're not actually.
Yeah.
So they're just regular dudes who go around trying to make bird noises.
Yes, it's intimidating
Yeah.
Okay.
to their enemies.
Yeah, you were never bullied by somebody who was dressed up like a bird. You were never shat on by a bird.
Actually, yes, to both of those things.
So, there you go. How scary is that?
It's pretty. It can be pretty.
You can
bad.
find some of those dudes in Central Park. True. They're called pigeons.
Yeah, they're mean.
They really are just dudes in bird costumes. They're probably mobsters.
Yeah, birds aren't real.
You ever watch Animaniacs?
Yes. I actually know the guy who does the voice of,
What?
yeah, he also does the voice for,
If you say you know Rob Paulson, I swear to God.
no, his
Okay.
name is Jess Harnell.
You know Jess Harnell?
I do! Jess and Harnell and I went to see, The Hangover 2 together.
Oh.
What?
Yeah!
Jess Harnell is so rad.
Yeah, he's really cool.
Nice.
What the? He's so cool.
Yeah, he is.
What the? No.
Yeah, I do.
Can
Yeah.
we bring him on the stream?
I mean, I can definitely reach
Can you
out
come over to my
him.
house and play?
Can I tell you? Wait.
Yeah, Jess Harnell's a cool guy. He's really nice.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh man.
He buys. So, never mind. He's a cool guy.
Hello?
Well, no, I just like. It's a long story, but he's in this band called Rock Sugar,
Yeah,
and
he
they do
is.
pop rock mashups, and that's how I know him. And yeah, I don't
Because
know.
you're also a master of that.
Yeah, correct. No, he's a cool guy,
Rock Sugar is like authentically really good too.
right?
I did God, this is like over 5 years ago. I did a Let's Play of the Animaniacs game on like Genesis with some of my friends, and when we sped up some parts, we played Rock Sugar songs over the over like the sped up parts. Yeah. Jess Harnell is like probably one of my favorite voice actors.
Yeah, he's very talented.
He's rad.
He's a cool guy.
He is like
He's incredibly nice.
Every public appearance I've seen of him, every interview I've seen, he just seems so awesome.
Yeah, he's very nice.
Oh man.
Yeah, he told me he's just been very nice and inspiring. He it hasn't like not for a few years, but he used to call me on my birthday and tell me happy birthday. He's a really nice guy. I don't know. He's one of those people where it's like you feel like they're never gonna remember me, but then like you see them a few times and then it's like, why don't we go see a movie? Like my whole family is friends with him.
You got to see a movie with Jess Harnell,
Yeah,
and you wasted it on Hangover 2.
I know, right? Ugh. But he also sends me exclusive demos of new songs and stuff. I don't know. He's cool. Letitia says a pigeon pooped on my head once right as I was putting my bike helmet on. Was not pleasant. Do not recommend.
Just make sure the helmet doesn't come off. Serves as an adhesive.
Are you going to be doing any nice little pigeon poop marks on these guys?
Yeah, definitely.
Do you think they poop freely like birds? They just don't really think about it?
What did you think the orange part was?
Yeah, duh.
I'm a little worried about their diet now.
Nothing but tang, baby. Nothing but tang.
Hey.
Birds work for the bourgeoisie.
Ugh.
Did you know that birds poop and pee at the same time?
Whoa, me too.
Each time?
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
you
just
never
efficient.
have to stand up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice and lazy.
What?
Me too.
What?
Cloaca. Somebody just commented.
They're cloac?
Okay, this stream has gone way off the rails.
What are you doing?
I don't know, man. I've been up for so long.
You have.
I've been awake since 5:30 this morning.
Been in the office for over 12 hours.
Yeah.
Nice.
Almost 14.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. It is super efficient.
Oh my god.
My dude.
The name that just followed us.
Man buns are in flannel.
Man buns and flannel. Just followed us. That's such a good name.
Thank you.
Wow.
Oh man.
Buns.
What do you think you're gonna do? So, do you sometimes just do the bases like solid colors, or do you always try to make it seem like actual brown?
I always texture them. I just love basing so much.
Yeah, you used cork for the last one.
I used a bunch of cork and sand, and I glue on. I'll glue on tufts, like grass tufts, onto here. It adds such a cool effect. It puts them in an environment and adds to the story, and it makes it feel like more finished. And there's a lot of ways, kind of like this inking method, similarly. There's just ways that are just such a minimal effort that make it so much cooler. So like the tufts and stuff, it just adds a lot for minimal effort. So I'll never really, back in the day I used to, the first time I ever glued flock to a base, like grass flock, it blew my mind.
It's wild. Do you ever do the bases like not last, or do you always do them last?
I typically do them last, just because they'll often get like wash and stuff or other colors all over them. And on the base, you basically just have to avoid the feet. There's just less area on the base.
That's a fair point. I didn't think about that. Yeah, like washes dripping down onto it.
Yeah, but sometimes I'll even do the base separate, and the model will just like be on a cork or something, like with a pin.
Oh.
And then you can like really work on the base as like a separate piece and get really detailed with it and do cool stuff. Like the same thing, like washes and shading and highlighting on the base. And like build up a big old, you can do some sculpting, you can add rocks and bits and like pieces from kits, like a helmet or something, like of a fallen warrior. Stuff like that. But yeah, I think we're just going to go ahead and get going on the base here. So what I've been using is one of my favorite Picorni colors, Deep Lava. It's this nice like reddish brown. I used it on the Hellgate in the Hellscape set. We've got base wood, another red brown, but like more of a mid-tone. I don't know. I like the redness in it here. And then olive dry brush color, but we're not dry brushing it here. It's just an olive green. So just some sort of medium brown, more red, more green. So, and then you can use any flesh tone, but I'm going to dry brush over it with this Elven Flesh. When we use a light touch, kind of like dry brushing, but with slightly wet paint, it's not going to look super fleshy. It's going to look more sandy. So that'll be the final touch. And then we'll wash it. I used an Army Painter wash last time, but I'm using inks today, so I'm just going to use a sepia. Just kind of bring it back literally down to earth into like earth tones more, and just kind of blend it all together. So this is a fun part, because with base wood, we're just going to get all three of these Picorni colors onto the palette and just start slapping them around. This thing is a little clogged. I gotta pull it out.
Yeah, they're cool.
Because it's really fun. Like you're never even gonna clean your brush. You're not gonna worry about where exactly you're putting the colors. You're just letting them mix together and form cool tones.
Finley's saying we use that on the Cerberus too, I believe. I think they're talking about Deep Lava.
Yes, Deep Lava is also on the... It's on pretty much every Hellscape piece I painted.
I wonder why.
It's my favorite, and it's red.
I mean, yeah, every painter probably does have colors that they just kind of gravitate to.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh man, we're talking about crow stuff. Crows are so cool. They do remember faces. So
Yeah.
in the chat, they're talking about crows. So scientists that study crows have to wear these really disgusting, creepy masks. I encourage everybody to Google it at home, but they have to wear them so that crows don't remember them when they leave the lab, but they do remember the masks, so that when they're doing studies and stuff, they know that it's a repeat offender, and crows will harbor like resentment and like hold grudges and everything.
That's crazy.
What Picorni paints are you giving away? Is it a set or a few individuals? It is a few individuals. That mini is looking so cool, says I am on
Thank
Instagram.
you. See, look at this. We're just getting real messy and fun here.
So you're like blending it on the base itself.
Literally just on the base itself. Slapping down areas.
And you're just like really glooping it.
Just glooping it. No need to, we're not...
I would be so nervous about doing it this way.
Yeah. The base, you don't want to spend too much time on it. It's not like the coolest part, right? We're on the home stretch here. So we're just getting playful. We're not worried about precision at all. You got a large flat area. It's very forgiving. So just go nuts. I'm not using, like, as I pick a color, I'm not picking a certain area. I'm just slapping it down. Take another, not even cleaning my brush, letting it get in there. Slap it down. Mix it. Look at how it blends it instantly.
How do you avoid the feet?
That's just where you got to be a little more careful. Just pay attention to your brush. If you put pressure on it, it's going to spread out a little bit, so be careful of that, because it might spread out onto but just be a little gentler in that one area. Pay attention to where the paint is lining, and then we're safe from the feet, and we go to town again. Look at that. And it might look a little crazy, but like I said, we're going to hit it with a wash and a dry brush, so it's really going to come together and look natural. But it's almost, you almost can't see it, but if you were to see just a regular like brown with brown wash, dry brush brown or gray, you would see the difference next to each other. So it is doing something for you.
I think the Plague Doctor mask is fitting.
For the times.
For the times.
Is this Worgen going to be happening in like the 1500s or something?
Yes. In the time of the Corona.
I Corona.
Oh, you're
I
talking about
Corona.
You're talking about current times. Got it.
You're talking about the bubonic?
I was talking about the bubonic when they actually wore the...
Slapping some Black Death on there?
Yeah.
Throwing up a bubonic plague?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get a little... That would be more Ratman.
All right, we are gonna need to wait a little bit here because the thick paint does need to dry.
Maybe we should have some hold music. Maybe somebody wants to beatbox. And
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Huh? Is that someone new?
I can't throw down beats. Boots, cats. There you go. All right. Hamster, I'm just a hype man. Please rap.
Corvus, Cabal, we are the birds. You heard it here first. We're gonna beat the unmade. Wait, that's my team. No,
That's
you're not.
good. And it's right. Oh, the beat actually dropped. Oh, here we go. Drop the beat, but in the good way, huh?
Just bringing the highlight back up here.
Get out of here.
Hey, it's
outta
Tyler.
here.
You all should go back on the VODs and watch Tyler's Critical Role build. It was really sweet.
Everybody should watch your builds all the time. All the things that you do.
All the things that I build that I've recorded.
Yeah, you're building that paint right on that mini right now.
That's true. That's true. So it'll look something like that at the end. Where?
All the things you build, all the stuff you paint,
You have to
we'll be
wait.
watching you.
Oh, so you came into the room where we're streaming with 3 computers?
Yeah.
Why?
And then we'll
Everybody Tyler's
glue
here.
grass tufts to
All
it.
right,
So
now
they're
we have
kind of
2
these like
people to
wasteland looking
beatbox.
ones. They're a
Welcome,
little
Tyler.
more reddish brown,
You want to
like I seem to like. A little bit of green, but they're not like the bright green tufts.
Oh, he's on subject over there. He's doing his job over there.
I'm just letting you guys do your thing.
Something smells like Taco Bell.
Thank you.
I wish.
Yeah. You want some?
Yeah.
I can order some.
No.
That's
Yeah, see, it's still a little wet here, so before we wash.
it's gonna fucking blow right by my Taco Bell offer.
It was funny that a lot of plague masks didn't actually do anything because as they had breathing holes in them. They thought it was miasma causing the plague, bad smells. So it would put herbs in the beaks to keep the bad smell away.
If I can't smell the bad, it's not there.
Who smelt the plague, dealt the plague. Am I right, ladies?
There's so many.
All the rats high five each other.
There's so many funny things that we thought were like medicine.
Yeah,
Back in the day.
like freaking.
Bloodletting.
I thought you had something to contribute
Yeah.
since you started talking. Like genuinely using like cocaine and heroin like medically.
Or
Yeah, you juice them up with that. They're like, wow, I feel much better.
I can't feel a thing.
Wow,
Oh, and mercury. Thank you. That's what it is.
Yeah, what the
Yeah.
they
heck?
still use leeches, right? Leeches.
Well, leeches are actually okay. Like those things that they say.
Really? I would never want that.
No, it's just it's.
Give
it's
me
not the
death
most
over
effective-
leeches.
It's not the
Really?
most effective thing that you could use, but it is still. It's okay.
You've
we
never
found
been
better. We found better
sucked by a
methods to do
leech?
the thing that they do.
You've never been in a lake and got a leech on you?
I have. It's terrifying.
Yeah, but so like it's tiny.
Okay.
Whatever. To each their own.
So, hamster, when you. So
What?
if you're trying to get your mini to dry and you're blowing on it, why?
Because it's water based, so you literally just need the moisture to evaporate. So if
Is
I was
there
at my
Is
desk.
there no fear for like it running all over?
No. I mean, what I was gonna say is you can use a heat gun or a hair dryer, and sometimes that would do that if it's still very wet, like a wash. But especially on the textured base, it's gonna sit still.
Okay.
Have you ever used anything not paint on a mini? Like not varnish, not medium, not paint,
Like
I mean,
like fondue.
it's
like a fondue. Get out of
It's,
here.
Don't.
I let's see. I haven't used like anything super weird. I mean, there's dried pigments you can use that are just literally like powdery color pigments that you set, and you can do like dusty weathering effects with them. I have like enamel stuff that's not acrylic, so it's like
But it's meant to be used.
it's meant to be used for like rust and weathering again. I want to use oil paints. My next thing on that bust, I think I'm gonna try to use oil paints.
Spicy.
What's the striking difference between like an acrylic and an oil base?
Drying time. So you can like basically you can slap oil paint on a model, and you can like work with it for days almost. And so you can like work the blends and like, because acrylic paint dries so fast, which is good usually for gaming models that you like you want to get to the next step and get it on the table. But oil paints have a longer working time, so you can do fancy stuff and try it. A lot of people use them for washes because the oil has a lower surface tension than the water base, so it will actually run deeper. Like you could just tap with your brush and it will shoot down into the cracks just because it's even thinner than water almost, it seems. You use them for that. But yeah, just so you can play with them, you don't need to worry about like drying and layering and stuff. Like sometimes you're with acrylic, you're like, oh crap, it's drying on me, and you're trying to like adjust it. But all right, this is looking pretty okay. I'm gonna hit it with some of this flesh tone. And I'm sort of dry brushing, like I'm taking paint off on the paper towel, but I'm not too worried about it because I'm using the side of the brush in a light touch. Because I have that texture, I'm just letting it take it off for me. If you really did like the dusty dry brush, it would just take longer, and especially because we're gonna wash it again first. I don't mind it looking a little bit messy.
Anybody else
Nope.
think about how somebody said that Hamster is the Bob Ross of Dwarven Forge, and every fourth time he talks about him, he's like, we're just gonna slap something on it. Just slap it in, slap it, slap.
When I was doing this step and saying that, and when Letitia, I was working out in the other part of the office, she said, "Are you slapping the bass?"
That's very
base.
nice. That's good. Bob Ross just like, and we're gonna use a little yellow here because that rips.
I love this lava red. It's really rad.
We need to get hamster a squirrel. All right, well, what kind of squirrel you want?
A fox squirrel.
Oh.
Wait, what? What?
what did you
Can you say that more clearly?
A fox squirrel.
Fox squirrel.
Oh God! What? Oh
Okay.
dear.
All right. Okay.
I didn't hear that.
We got some maturity behind the camera, I see.
Finley says a pocket squirrel, so
Or a
Pocket
tiny little
squirrel.
red squirrel.
Oh.
All
so
right.
apparently
Going with the sepia.
people who are allergic to painkillers and stuff like that will get cocaine
What?
because they're allergic to some painkillers.
So they actually still prescribe it?
Apparently,
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mace, fam just sent me a pic. Package came in. Thanks a ton. Means a lot. Hashtag you're welcome, but hashtag it's not my doing. But I'm happy that you got your box.
Yeah. That was
Oh wait! Your prize?
That was-
That's
that was-
totally my doing.
Oh.
That's the winner of our first giveaway.
Oh, nice. Was that the lava stuff?
No.
Oh.
This was the Caverns prototype.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Lava.
Priceless.
do for us, Mace?
Were they Caverns
I
prototypes?
do a lot.
Yeah. So just
Why
remember
did you
that.
say it like sassy? Just remember how you help everyone.
Actually, I actually don't know what prototypes we ended up sending. I wasn't here for.
Yeah, I know you don't because I did it.
What did we end up?
We
Oh,
sent a good variety,
Mhm.
Okay.
and we included some extra.
Oh, some.
Oh.
Shut up, hamster.
Something.
Sorry.
Get back to painting.
A pocket squirrel.
Yes, master.
Finish my minis.
Oh.
So I can defeat you.
Oh, is that? Are you doing her set right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Make it my
I wasn't
make my
sure which
cannon
one you
fodder.
would've done first.
See, I'm glad I didn't go with the pink tie because now I can get orange
Hey, there you go.
and I can dye my hair perps.
Hey.
So you're gonna be using the Corvus?
Yes.
Yeah,
heck
she decided that
heck
long
yeah.
ago. We didn't vote or anything. She's just
Because
like, those
I'm
are
gonna
mine.
win the first bracket, obviously.
What are we gonna do when it's Mace versus Mace in the final game?
Ooh, yeah, that's gonna be tricky, huh?
That means we forgot to put Hamster in a Mace costume and have him do his best at being you.
Can I see a Mace impression?
My best.
I want to see.
Do it.
Please.
Come on camera.
Please
With
insult me.
everybody
Doity, doity. I wish you all could see her face right now.
I didn't know her mouth could open that wide. Her jaw's gone through the floor.
I'm so sorry. That's also like the stupidest
Oh, no.
thing I've ever done. Oh God. Remember, I'm holding your miniatures. Wait, Mace, come
Mace
back.
has left the building.
Oh no.
Well, looks like I gotta.
Tyler's in.
Yeah, I'm.
Hey, oh, you're back. Hi.
Go to the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
Oh, if you guys go there, it's all good.
Right. No. She said to cry. She's going to the bathroom. No. All in good fun.
Everything's
Door slams.
Fine. Everything's fine. Go back to your room. Go to sleep. Everything's okay. Oh, you won last week, right? Yeah. Oh, you're talking to. I thought you were talking about like the war games.
No.
Yeah, talking about the giveaways. Yeah, we have several winners. Those packages were being put together, so they should be going out soon if they haven't already.
No knowledge about it. Do not want to say.
That's fair.
Isn't that helpful?
Thank you, Tyler 3000.
Yeah, I'm not asking. I know it's not your.
Yeah.
I know it's not your thing.
I wish I had the answer. I just don't. I've just been looking at CS tickets all day. So.
Although really, AK Yeti was just the runner-up to Stefan.
Oh, right. Stefan entered
Did
the
you see
drawing
that?
and won.
Stefan had entered the giveaway on the first stream, and so he got pulled. And we're like, we can't give it to Stefan. So we had to pull another.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I was thinking about entering this one because I do want paints. I want some more paints, but
You work here.
I know.
Okay.
They'd be my paints.
That's
There you
right.
go.
But no, I'm not going to enter.
I'm excited- I'm excited to paint more things.
Half a second, and I was like, no, I can get paints. Like I can bring them. If I wanted to bring in minis, from home and to work, and then just use whatever collections we have. If Aaron or Hamster were okay with that, then it would be great. But
Yeah, because we just started painting, and I'm liking it a lot. I'm looking forward to because I guess I won't have any unpainted pieces until Hellscape happens.
right.
We got a lot of unpainted hellscape to go through.
We do.
So
I might actually get some of my pledge in there.
I need to get
I might upgrade my pledge.
I need to get a lot better at painting before that stuff gets here.
Well, that's why I was thinking, maybe I'll upgrade my pledge on Hellscape and then get some of the stuff that we got unpainted painted, so that way we had it like ready to go.
No, I'm sticking to unpainted, man.
So can I hear a real Mace impression though?
Oh, Mace is back.
Hi, Mace.
Do you want to hear my hamster?
Yes, I do.
Well, I have to think about it.
Oh.
I haven't ever done an impression of you before.
That's not true.
Yeah, that's not true at all.
When have I done an impression?
What about that
of
impression you do
hamster?
for us? You know, when we go out to the bar after work.
Oh, the hamster impression.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the hamster impression.
Oh, Jesus. Oh,
Right,
okay,
you do it all
okay,
the time.
okay.
It's hilarious.
It's so weird. I forgot because I was like, oh wait, that's the Mace impression. It's like, oh no, I don't sound anything like that. That's so weird. It takes a certain level of self-knowledge
Right.
to. No, I think you were just warming up. Oh my gosh! Wait, Mace the Bounty Hunter. How do they know?
Ooh.
Oh, because my yeah.
Well, your show on
No, there's a video game called Mace Griffin Bounty Hunter.
There
Henry
is?
Rollins is the voice actor for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
That's crazy.
I know. And it's also the signature on my email. But I crossed out Bounty Hunter and I put Studio Rogue. Anyway, now that we're done talking about me for an hour, Hamster,
It's been an hour.
would you like to do your impression of me?
Now that we're done with
Now that we're
Now
done talking
that,
about me,
can we
Hamster
change
talk
the
about me?
subject to Hamster talking about me?
Hello, I am Mace and I am the best Dwarven Forge employee.
Oh,
And
stop.
I am
Thank you.
lovely and awesome.
Oh,
My name's Hamster, and I'm a nice guy, and I'm really good at acting, and you know what? I'm kind of humble about everything, but you know what? I'm just here to help everybody out.
You did get my dialect in there a little
Okay, listen.
bit. I do say that.
all right. Now hold on, pal.
Looky.
All right, looky here. Looky
Just
here.
gonna squeeze past you.
Okay, I do say that.
You
I'm
do.
guilty of that.
Everybody says that.
Oh.
I don't know. I hear "let me squeeze past you" from Hamster. A lot
I say
more.
sneak. Say sneak.
I say squeeze.
I'll sneak by.
Because it's
Sneak
like,
past you.
can't sue me. I give you a
And you
warning.
always you have that kind of raspy thing that you do when you're like, you gotta,
I'm just gonna.
All right,
Pardon me. Yep. Pardon me.
let me just get back here.
Pardon me. I'm just gonna.
What was the noise you made earlier? Oh,
That was a joke.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
We were cutting Hamster's cake. And then I was playing with a piece or whatever, and Hamster was surprised by it falling, so he made a grandpa noise.
I did. I
And
was
now
like, oh.
he's trying to convince me
Oh.
that he's my grandpa. Or I'm trying to convince him. I've forgotten.
We've
Our family
forgotten.
tree is messy.
Oh, grandpa noises.
It is a real kerfuffle.
Anyway, how's the painting going? You still do that?
I still do that once in a while, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
See these. Just want to see.
Did you ever get a real job, Hamster? Are you still painting your toys?
Lovely.
I do. Are you still doing your what is it? The painting of the dungeons or the what?
Do you still paint in the dungeons? Is that still what you're doing?
Somebody
Which
said my
dragon are you
impression is
working
on point, so you're gonna have to work on yours.
I will.
Are the colors on these minis
I
pretty
beat you at
exciting?
impressions. I beat you at war games. I beat you at stamina,
I think we actually need to see you paint a mini next time.
and I beat you
Wait, mace
with
paint?
fists.
Yeah, mace
Of
Mace
me?
paint.
I'm not the worst
Paint
painter,
battle.
but
You're
I'm
not
as
actually.
good as
You did this awesome. She raccoon person, and the face was really freaking awesome. I was impressed.
Anyway,
Yeah, no, the colors on these minis specifically,
teal.
Hamster, I believe, actually just made these up. These
Yeah,
aren't,
today-
these aren't the box colors.
Before
Well, we
I
talked about earlier.
yeah, before I started, I kind of was picking out one model and got it mostly done, but we made a couple of adjustments as we went here. We added the magenta and stuff, so it was kind of an experimental. We did one trial model and then punched it up as we went.
did you use Cooler, the app for this?
I didn't. This one I just kind of
Isn't
went as I
Like,
a little looser
I'm
this time.
impressed because it's a very bold choice, but it worked out really well. So normally,
you.
if I am doing something bold, I need confirmation from an app that's like, yeah, Wes Anderson would use this.
I have a really tough time with like palette. What's like I can't remember the term. Just like pairing colors well.
Yeah.
And just making sure that like when you're
Color
doing
Yeah.
like theming the color or theory of the color like.
You should use Cooler, like COOLOR.
Okay.
It makes palettes for you. You can set colors and then you can lock them too, and then randomize it. But like it's awesome.
Because that's like when I'm doing my normal art too. Is like when I want to do like a warm. It's really cool to see this because I'm like I can like watching you hamster. It really makes a lot more sense as to like move from this color to this color and like in like the way you're doing the layers on it as well.
Right.
Really kind of hits that point home too. Is like how light and how heavy you can go.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing is, you know, you do have a general sense when you look at it. Like, so you just kind of learn to articulate what it is about it that you want to adjust. So like the pants, I kind of did one simple highlight on the blue, and it turned out much better than my initial trial one. One thing that I like to decide beforehand is kind of the vibe, the temperature. Is it cool or warm? And then you can have some fun adding the opposite elements. So I started with the teal, and I was like, and the blue and stuff, I'm going to leave it kind of in the cool realm. But then, so because I decided that as the kind of the dominant color, even though this has a lot of the warm areas, I decided to take the opportunity on the straps to go on the warmer side. I might do the opposite if I started with a warm color.
What brand are these grass tufts?
These are Games and Gears.
Games and Gears?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, they're pretty good. But I'm holding on to this model because we got our last victory lap here.
Woo!
Getting some Picorni Black.
Oh, I don't know
Ring
about
around the
you,
rosy.
but we're at 1,002, so how about that song?
Ooh, I did sing. I
Yes.
sang the Danny Boy remix.
In a round.
Okay.
And there we go. Yeah. So
Very-
there's a few
very
more
nice.
models to do in the warband, but this is pretty much what we're doing with them.
Oh, the black edge on the base is very good.
Yeah, it makes it look all
I
finished.
should do that on mine.
Yeah.
So
I was just thinking about that too.
we got something special for the end, huh?
Are you talking about the prize?
Yeah, maybe.
Talking about the prize? What?
Talking about the prize?
Prize, huh? What?
Prize?
Are you talking about the
I
prize?
guess it is a little after 8. Maybe we should
You should do it.
start doing
Yeah.
the giveaway.
I'm all wrapped up on my stuff, so.
What should the keyword be?
Oh, there's been so much.
Do you want to set it up?
I'm setting it up right here.
Krokot.
All right.
Got it right here.
What'd you say?
Krokot, because the bird, the crow.
I feel like that's very hard to spell.
Yeah, it better be something that's easy to
What about like
Raven.
Raven.
Falcon.
what
Other
about,
birds.
like Nevermore?
Nevermore?
Like never
It has to
mind.
be
Quoth
easy
the
to spell.
Raven.
Something easy for people to spell.
What about
Cheeseburger.
what about oop?
How do you spell that?
OPE. Duh.
Right, dude. The non-Midwesterners know. No, I'm just kidding.
No. Okay. What's the word?
Oh,
I need answers.
yeah.
I need answers. Come on now.
Cabal.
Yeah, let's do
Cabal,
Cabal.
Cabal.
Yeah.
It's like in the title and everything.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. So just CABL. It's in the title. You can look there. Type that in. We'll run it for a minute or two.
Yeah.
And you'll be entered to win
Paints.
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 Several Picorni paints.
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 Just once, correct? Just
Paints.
once.
Yeah,
Just
that's
once.
only. Yeah,
I mean,
typing it in multiple
won't-
times doesn't
it
do
won't
anything.
disqualify you if you write it multiple times, but it won't help you either.
Right.
You only got to write it once.
What's your favorite paint color of the Picorni paints?
Deep lava.
Okay.
It's just useful for so many
Some people
things,
tune in
like
in the middle of a stream. Tyler?
And that was not me. I've been watching from the beginning.
because it's like this deep red brown. You can use it for so many things. Like
US
I
only.
used
Sorry.
it on the base. You know, you can use it for the earthy tones that are kind of your underlying tones, or it can even start you off as a dominant color that you can build up to like another more saturated warm color. even like red or orange or something, you can start here, and it's a good starting point for
Where
this.
on the minis you used it, correct?
On these, I'm using it on all the bases of the Warcry models.
Nice.
Kind of blended in our fun sloppy
I
mess.
can't get over that hair.
Looks sweet.
I'll dye my hair purple if I lose.
I feel like it sounds like you just want to do that
I do.
anyway.
I'll dye my hair purple if I win.
There you
I'll
go.
dye my hair purple.
Here, this is the first one. I didn't do some of the pants
Cool cyberpunky color.
It is. It's a good palette.
highlight.
Oh, also my dad says congrats on 1K.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
Not
you,
to
Father
you.
of Mace.
Is he?
Yes. Hi, Pops.
Let's see.
Should we call it?
We got 29 people in. It looks like everybody's entered that's going to enter, so let's go ahead and roll it.
All right, roll it.
And... Oh.
Oh.
It just signed me out. Why did it sign me out?
Oh God,
Oh.
that's not what we want.
That's all we wanted at all. Did it post it in chat or no?
Nope.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Oh, there we go.
Why did it sign me out? Alright. I go to click it to roll it, and it's just like...
Do you want
It's
me
like,
to-
bye.
It says there are 4.
Is there 4?
Oh, emotes.
Everybody do Cabal real quick. Everybody type in Cabal.
Re-enter,
real fast.
re-enter.
Re-enter, re-enter.
Sorry.
It just signed me out, so it like... That was odd.
Oh, there
Oh.
it is.
Oh, there it is.
Let it run for a sec. So yeah, remember these are...
Run for a bit. Yeah, we should have at least one more emote slot open now, because we got
Nice.
enough subscribers. So... Wow.
I've been up for so long. I've had 3 energy drinks, so
Oh my God.
I'm cool.
Oh, you're cool.
I'm cool as corn.
So yeah, we did this. We painted these using mostly underpainting, the darks and the lights. We used an airbrush, but you can sketch it with a brush too. And then using inks, which are similar to the new contrast paints. They're just very fluid but heavily pigmented. So your underlying shadows and highlights will appear underneath them, but they can work in fewer coats to get that result of multiple values.
Would you hold them up and spin them around one by one? Not the paints, the minis?
The miniatures?
Yeah.
Like a catwalk.
Yeah. Well, what's this guy's name? Is this Billy?
I think this one is Billy actually.
Yep.
What was it? Billy, Hooky, and
It's Billy, Hooky, and Beaky.
Beaky. Beaky was this guy.
And the 4th one can be Clyde, like Pac-Man.
Oh.
I love this
Okay.
color scheme.
I'm
Yeah?
so glad.
Okay.
I think I just did that one. All right, we all set? Let's roll it.
Alright. Here we go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll it.
Hey, grave mistake won the giveaway.
Hey, congratulations.
Grave, not mistake. Grave, good choice.
Great
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
Success.
Thanks everyone for entering and watching.
Oh.
Wait.
So you'll just send them a whisper? Is that what's up?
Yeah, but also like let's do some. So tomorrow's stream,
Yeah, what's going
we
on?
have Nate at 7 p.m. He's gonna be doing mocks, which is the very beginning stage of like basically the entire Dwarvenite process.
Very cool, yeah.
He actually is doing a brand new piece. A lot of people have not. Yeah. It's
This
very
is
exciting.
so cool.
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
You have to watch this.
The sketches he did today, I'm super excited about, and it's gonna be very cool and use some stuff that I don't know. I think a lot of people are gonna be excited about it.
Yeah, this is
And
like
then-
the first evolution where every piece starts. This
Yeah.
is what it is.
This is
is
gonna
the
be-
mocks that Nate does.
Part 1 of a series of basically how a dwarven piece gets made. Wow.
Awesome.
And then Thursday, Hamster's blood is gonna be shed when we go and start our first war game.
March
March
Madness.
Madness. It's going to be the nerdiest March Madness that has nothing to do with basketball.
Right.
But if you guys want to place illegal bets on each other, you should probably put some
Tyler's
money
betting on
me.
me, so look out.
Yeah, it's going to be like a 50-1 kind of thing. But
That's why
You
I
gotta
Yeah,
You gotta bet for
great
the underdog.
odds. You do have to bet for the underdog. No, you'll probably get something. You'll probably win.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. It'll be totally fine.
It'll
We'll totally remain friends afterward.
Well, that's assuming we were friends to begin. But thanks
All
for
right.
tuning in.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good night. We'll see you next time.